Are we live? We are live. Excuse my Twitch page. We are indeed live. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming. I'm glad you guys could make it again. We're very, very excited for day 2 of Ziltches Winter Wonderland tournament. We're going to go ahead and get the players in the lobby. And they'll have to bear with me while I set up the draft because I was a little bit late coming in today. Just a little bit late, but it's okay. Getting my fucking Bob in here. Where's Jay-Z Jax? Okay. Moving this over, we'll get the draft ready. Before I continue, I once again want to thank you all for coming. And I also want to introduce you to Chronoverse, who is going to help me co-cast today. That way my voice doesn't get destroyed. I also think he's hilarious. He's going to add some good comedy to the stream. So, 1 second here. Let me undeafen and mute in Discord. Alright, I do have Chronoverse here with me. Chronoverse, feel free to introduce yourself.
How's it going? I am Chronoverse, aka Tyler, Tyler.
Yes.
I've been a lifelong friend of Mr. Ziltches here, and I'm a hard-stuck gold jungler here to tell people leagues above me how to do their job better.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. Anyways, he's going to be joining us for the casting today, and he's going to fill the space while I'm working on all the behind-the-scenes stuff, because I'm very slow, and this is my first time doing it, so I appreciate everyone's patience. We're going to go ahead and get the side selection done, and I believe last time, yes, I asked Ballin' Cats for their coin side last time, so I'm going to go ahead and ask Crayon Box for their coin side, let him get the first pick. We're asking Flitch. Flitch is the captain of Crayon Box, and for those of you who aren't aware, the match we're running right now in the next couple of minutes is going to be Crayon Box versus Ballin' Cat 43 fans. A little bit of proof here. We do have Tails selected by Mr. Flitch here, so we are going to do the coin flip. Google coin flip. All right, it is heads, so side selection is going to go to Jay-Z Jax's team. That is Ballin' Cat 43 fans. Let me message him real quick. Oh, you're watching stream. Hello, Jay-Z Jax. Thank you. Jay-Z Jax is opting to choose blue side. Alright, 1 second. Sorry for the delays, everyone. Like I told you, it's going to be scuffed. This is just how it goes, okay? Give me a break. Wait till next time. It'll be all very organized and everything. Don't worry.
We got a comment from Winter Whistle 49. Why do you have a picture called Bald? Please direct me to that. I would love to comment on that.
I'll open it. Hang on.
That's somewhere down there.
Wait,
I'm going to find it. I don't know. I'm going to find it, though. There it is. The reveal. Oh no! there's your answer. That's gonna be one of his 7 SpongeBob themed Discord pictures, I'm sure.
Yes, I'll have to switch that one out once we're past the holidays. I'll need to find a New Year's one as well.
Oh yeah, we can find something good for that.
Okay, I'm getting the spectate link now. Tyler, I'm gonna send this to you. Just so you can view the draft with us. I'm going to set the draft up here. Both teammates should have it. And let's double check this lobby.
The spectate link, we can click it anytime, right?
Yeah, you can go ahead and open it up. And it'll be fine.
Okay.
First game always takes a second. Please wait.
Gotta let those Riot servers, you know, they're only a indie company. Gotta let those servers warm up.
Of course, of course. Okay, we got Donnie in here. We got Flitch in here. Is it bad that I still have to check on for who is on what team? Because I do.
I mean, brackets are huge, man. It's normal.
Next time they're gonna be double the size. So.
Yeah, we'll just work our memory muscles.
All right. Anyways, we had some really good games yesterday. I think we had a few people assuming that they were going to be stomps, and they really weren't. I think a lot of those games could have really gone either way. So I'm very excited to see what we have today.
At the end, it looked like there was going to be a turnaround at some point when there was the ace centered around getting that Baron. Then Yone kept him off.
Yeah, absolutely.
That one could have went anywhere.
For sure. Ace Vendetta was tearing it up on the Yone yesterday. I have to say I was pretty impressed. As much as I hate Yone and I think that Yone is a BS champion, I can't lie. I've been abusing him in solo queue myself. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Okay, don't judge me. But no,
we'll love it when Riot takes a bat to that champion's kneecaps. We won't complain.
They won't. Riot likes him too much.
Yeah, who doesn't like Yasuo with training wheels?
He is really bald. I thought I'd get scammed. No, absolutely not.
No scamming on here.
Yes, sir. Oh, I did not send the draft. Whoopsies. Did not have as much time to prepare today as I wanted, but we're making it work.
That is what the kids say, how the cookie crumbles.
It is, sometimes. All right, looks like we're waiting on just one more player. We have Bob, we have Jay-Z Jax, we have Donnie Tsunami, we've got Luton, and we're waiting on Jock. Okay, Jock is in their call. I think we're only missing Mr. Jay-Z Jax in the call. We're doing good. All right, draft should start pretty soon. You guys have any questions, concerns, or most importantly, predictions, guys? I definitely want to see predictions this time. I don't know how to set up the polls or whatever it is on Twitch. I think you have to be an affiliate or whatever. So maybe you guys can help me.
You can do a website that does it for you. Hang on.
Oh, okay. I mean, that works too. Yeah, I think predictions for these teams would be really good. I think these are two very strong teams in this tournament. Obviously, they are the winners bracket, so these games are going to be quite hype. That's all I can say. Why do you have a notepad that says LOL accounts? Do you participate in account sharing? I don't know what you mean by account sharing, but I absolutely hand-leveled a couple of accounts, you know, the grueling 0 to level 30. I promise that they were hand-leveled and not purchased on the internet, because that would not be very sportsmanlike, and it would harm the integrity of League of Legends, you know what I mean?
That wasn't in the stream chat, was it?
Wait, what?
Was that?
Oh, that
you just read that comment from
it's,
stream, or?
It's on my desktop. It's an old comment. I was not keeping up. Let's close the bald out of here. Should be chill. Just waiting on draft. Start draft when ready. Thank you guys for joining us on this Sunday. Excited to see what'll happen. Can we get a penalty? They're not in order.
Dang, I'm trying to find that website that the other streamers used to use to make those little polls.
All good, all good. We could just get some messages in the chat about the predictions. Also, I'm going to be pinning a comment this time because I learned from last time. Since I don't have an overlay in game, it's kind of hard for people that are tuning in a little bit late to know what team is on which side. So I'm just going to pin a comment in the Twitch chat here showing blue for Ball and Cat fans and red for Crayon Box. Boom, boom. Wow, I'm so good at Twitch. Unable to pin. I mean, you know, it is what it is, I guess. Twitch is gatekeeping me from pinning my own comments, so. Yeah, it is what it is. Okay, they have readied up in the draft. The draft will begin very shortly. You have the spectate link, right, Tyler?
I do.
Perfect. I will stream the league game to you whenever it starts, so that way you're getting my perspective as well. Draft should start any minute now. Let's go, teams. Get that draft going.
I'm looking to see some reds and blues in the chat. This is a red versus blue scenario.
Having some technical difficulties.
Draft LOL having some technical difficulties. Us? Never.
Could be.
No technical difficulties. There's no such thing.
Okay, I might just have to make a new draft.
Oh, we've already got CYB and a BCF vote set in stone in chat. One has got 2 party streamers, so I don't know, that's a tough vote to beat. That's like a vote and a half.
Oh my god, it's begun, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, it is here.
We figured it out. We clicked the ready button. Okay, so Ball and Cat fans versus Crayon Box. We saw both of these teams perform yesterday, and they both had some clean 2-0s. I say clean, they were pretty close games, so I'm excited to see how this goes. I have a feeling we're going to get a full 3 matches out of this best of 3, so we'll see what's going on. We're seeing the Graves band come out for the Graves jungle against Crayon Box. That's going to be Ziltches' pick. He's very, very good on these tempo junglers, I've noticed. He good at ganking junglers and tempo junglers. I would consider Graves a tempo jungler. His clear speed's not bad. He can contest a lot of people in the jungle one-on-one. And then you look at someone like Maokai, for example. He has the saplings, which have a lot of vision control over your own jungle and the river, as well as the enemy jungle, obviously. So I think that creates a lot of tempo as well. He definitely has a group of champions that he sticks to, but mechanically, he always tends to perform, and his game sense tends to be really, really solid. He knows where to be at what time. He seems to play off the waves very well, so getting a champ like that out of the way could be beneficial for Ball and Cat fans, and it also could just be a champion they don't want to deal with a comp that they've planned on running. Then we'll see the Silas ban. Silas in these competitive games, these 5v5 actual team games, is very, very solid because of the ultimates that he can take. You can completely change the game with certain engage ultimates such as Malphite or what have you, things like that. They are also going to be banning the Kog'Maw, which is a pick from Edmund. He is an absolutely disgusting Kog'Maw player. He's really, really good at the spacing, good at the kiting. He always scales up out of control, and it doesn't matter if this man has 15 deaths at 20 minutes. He's going to be one-shotting your team. You should be afraid of that. And then, of course, the obligatory cat ban for Ball and Cats, as JZ Jax is a cat player. And, the Garen, the Yasuo. We do have a new top laner at the moment for Ball and Cat fans. It's going to be I Hate Garen 2. This is in-game name, also known as Bob. So obviously he plays a lot of Garen. They're getting that out of the way, understandably. And then the Yasuo. Moving on to the picks here. Trundle, I imagine, is going to be top, running the Jinx Milio bot lane against the Varus, which I think is really, really solid. Most of Varus's laning power does come from the ability to use that ultimate. He's really, really good gank setup and just solo carry potential when he can make those plays by himself. So having the Milio for the cleanse is going to be really helpful for them. And then the Maokai pick, of course, the obligatory Maokai pick for Crayon Box. Very, very scary. Going to be watching out for those lane ganks once again. He always manages to get in while those waves are pushed, camp in that brush, wait for the bounce, and play off of those really, really good ganks. They're hard to see coming, and you can't even walk up and face check that bush or ward it without just getting engaged on by the Maokai. So Akali, I'm interested to see the Akali here. I think Akali is one of the stronger mid laners at the moment. She's especially good into most of the other meta mid laners, being Orianna and Syndra. She's really good into Leah as well. So excited to see that Akali pick. Maybe we'll see some high mechanical plays here from Crayon Box's mid laner. We do have formerly known as Hameya in the mid lane. I think he now goes by, it's either L7 Aegis or I7 Aegis or Aegis. I don't know how it's pronounced. You guys can read the name when we go into game and all of that fun stuff. Seeing the Syndra and the Gragas band come out, two of the most contested mid laners in solo queue, especially in multiple regions, being Syndra and Orianna, are getting taken out, understandably. And it is interesting that they banned Syndra, right after they picked Akali, so maybe that isn't Akali top that they're expecting. We'll see about that. I imagine Akali does okay into Trundle as well. Getting a Renata
Hit
ban.
me right at home with the Renata ban.
Yes, Tyler is a Renata player. He enjoys that champion. I think she's very underrated, especially in these team-based environments. I think she kind of got overshadowed in solo queue because people aren't used to playing around that bailout. So a lot of times they'll just kind of back away and literally kill themselves because they don't utilize the bailout properly. But whenever you're in communications with your ADC and your other teammates, she definitely gets a lot more value. Even with that ultimate too, it can be very, very oppressive whenever you're fighting in those heavy choke points.
I have lost a mouse in solo queue to my 80 carry running away with bailout.
I believe it. All right, we're seeing the Janna pick here. I imagine this may just be a comfort pick. I don't see anything on their team specifically that they may want to pick Janna into, although they do have the Maokai and the Varus for some really, really solid engage. So an Enchantress support is pretty good here. And it's most definitely going to be a good pick into that Hecarim as well. Just using that Zephyr to slow him down, using that Tornado to interrupt him when he's going for his E gets a ton of value. And as some of you probably know, Hecarim actually gains AD based on his current move speed. So if John is landing that Zephyr on him in fights, it's actually going to cut down on his power a good bit. See what else we're picking here.
Ooh.
And the Galio as well. So this is most definitely going to be a composition revolving around the Jinx hypercarry. As you guys know, recently Jinx got some changes to her passive. I believe after getting excited after one kill, it's somewhat of a nerf, but once you get that second or third kill, she does really, really come online. She attacks very quickly, moves very quickly, and she can very easily snowball a fight off of 1 or 2 kills. So the Galio, the Hecarim, Milio, Trundle all act as a very, very good front line for her, and perhaps they'll even look into running kind of a 4v5 composition with the Jinx, as Galio and Hecarim are just going to have a ton of appeal for her, especially with that little Milio soccer ball he throws out. The cleanse will come through. Just lots of really, really good options for Jinx to perform here. The only thing about drafting like this is you're putting a ton of pressure on one player. The Galio and Hecarim, Milio, they all have very, very important jobs. But if the Jinx isn't able to perform the way she should, the whole composition kind of falls apart unless you get Hecarim snowballing. So we'll see how this goes. Draft has been completed. They have started the game. We're going to let them pick in their champions, hold them accountable, and then we're going to wait out this 3-minute delay.
Gotta say, that's one of the quickest drafts I've ever seen get flown through. Those bans are flying out like fireworks the first 30 seconds of that draft. It was just ban, 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 ban while you were explaining what the first ban was about. That was going very quick. Looks like we're going to see that Yone again. That one's going to be fun.
It is. Hopefully we get some clips for the stream. You've got to perform. We're counting on you. I don't know how Yone does into Galio, though, I'll be honest. I am assuming that it's Yone mid, Akali top. I don't think Yone would do too great into Trundle, but I'm not super familiar with the top lane matchups myself as a mid laner. But it actually looks like, this is why I ask you guys not to watch the stream if you're playing, so if you're watching, you're cheating. But I am seeing this is actually an Akali top and a Yone mid lane, just based off of the way that they've laid themselves out here in the lobby. So we've got I Hate Garen 2 on Trundle. We've got Donnie Tsunami on the Hecarim. We saw him playing that yesterday. Saw some interesting things on that Hecarim yesterday. We saw that great escape from Garen, which was also clipped, where he hardly let him get away. Stridebreaker couldn't go through, and Garen got to go home and buy his items and sip his coffee. That was very, very nice to see. We got Jay-Z Jax on the Galio, which is surprising to me because I always consider Jay-Z Jax a high mechanical player, and it's a little bit harder to express those outplay mechanics on a champion like Galio. But that typically will mean that he's very, very consistent and reliable on the Galio. I've never seen him pick that myself, so I'm excited to see what he brings out there. And then, of course, we've got Luton, the absolute ADC terrorist, just taking over the bot lane with Emilio on the hyper carry. So we're most definitely, like I said, going to see the Jinx perform this game. And there's going to be a lot of pressure on the Yone, Maokai, and Akali to take care of that Jinx in those late game team fights. And then we have Mr. Excuse me. Make sure I get all the names right. Yep, we're going to have Ace Vendetta in the top lane. He's going to be playing Akali, I suppose. And we have I7 Aegis on the Yone in the mid lane. We have Haha, my name Jeff on the Janna. And then we have Flitch on the Maokai. Then we have Edmonton on the Varus. Let's do it. Just got a minute or so on the spectate delay here. I'll go ahead and throw up the stream for you.
These bot lane engagements are going to be very interesting with the Janna and the Hecarim in the mix. I don't know what Janna's summoner spells are, but with Zephyr, and if, like, you know, for some reason she also had Exhaust, Hecarim basically should be running into lane with a wet noodle at that point. It's going to be very hard to put pressure on that bot lane.
I agree with that. I agree with that for sure. Okay, and it looks like they're having a PC restart issue, which also happened on the first game yesterday, but these are the delays we expect. So if it looks a little bit scuffed when we load in and it doesn't load in properly, it makes me reconnect. Just bear with me for just a second. But we should be chilling. About a minute to go on the spectate delay. We were doing tier lists yesterday, but like I said, I didn't have as much time to prepare today. I was doing stuff. Little leak into my life. We actually had to get a new car. But fortunately, my grandfather was selling a car, so we got a nice deal from him. And looking forward to driving that around. It's a very nice car. Nothing too fancy, but fancier than I've ever had.
Tell the people what you got.
It is a 2013 Toyota Avalon. Which I don't know if you guys know about the Avalons, but they're kind of like a copycat of the Lexus as far as I understand. Which, you know, 2013 to some people is old, but I've always only ever had older cars. So this is a very, very big upgrade for us. And I'm excited.
I'm still rocking a 2002.
Hey, that's the spirit. We had a 2003 Toyota Avalon. We were having a bunch of issues with the oxygen sensor. We replaced it twice, and the check engine was still showing that the light was on. We would read it. It would keep telling us it was the sensor, even though we replaced it. Now we don't know what to do. So we figured getting a new car is probably going to be more beneficial than investing even more money into this $250,000 mile.
I have found when you have annoying coming from somebody who has a check engine on right now for their O2 sensors, that can also be an air fuel mixture pain that it's going through.
That's true.
It may not be getting enough fuel or not enough air.
Yeah,
and it's tripping the O2.
Exhaust leaks are a problem that can read it, make it read that way. Just general ECM problems could make it read that way. Too many variables for us to go into and actually try and fix. And of course, the inspection was out. Had to get it inspected, so we're driving around with an expired sticker all the time. Just figured get a good deal on this new car, and we're chilling. Anyways, skin
Call
check.
it a day.
Skin check. We have the Prestige Cyber Halo Janna. I don't think I've ever seen that skin in game. Actually, I have. I think Natalie uses that skin every now and again. She's not the most, like, she doesn't enjoy Janna super much. My English is already being destroyed today. She doesn't enjoy Janna a ton, is what I'm trying to say, but I think she does use the skin whenever she pulls her out sometimes. Then we're seeing, of course, the Akali top with the Conqueror versus the Lethal Tempo Trundle. I'm curious to see if Trundle's going to be able to actually get any beneficial trades in this lane. I know Akali can space pretty well with her stabby, the little shuriken things, as well as her shroud to give her that MS. So as long as she's not taking these super extended trades with the Trundle, I imagine this is going to be a pretty nice matchup for Akali. As far as the Hecarim versus Maokai goes, I think it's probably going to be Hecarim favored in a 1v1, even in the early game. As much as I do say Hecarim's a scaling jungler now, not like he used to be. Maokai's not exactly a 1v1 champion. He's very much so going to be setting up plays for his team. He's going to be getting a lot of control over that jungle with the saplings and everything like that. Like I said, this happened last time. We just gotta click reconnect and it should put us back in seamlessly. It's because they were having some PC restart issues. Let's make sure that they restarted. Okay.
That Trundle's definitely going to be an interesting pick up there.
They're unpaused. We should be chilling here, guys. Okay, so we will be on a pause timer whenever we come in. They're just waiting on somebody to come back. But this is what happens when you're doing custom League of Legends.
Stuff and things.
Stuff and things, indeed. We should be able to get the client back up and running here. Just 1 second. Any day now. It might be because they're still paused. They paused as soon as they got in game because someone was having PC issues, but it's just how it goes.
Riding out the pause.
Yeah, I'll take this opportunity to go ahead and set up the next draft.
I don't know about you guys, but I see a possible hole breaker in that Trundle's future. That bro gonna be chomping towers.
I think so, yeah. He is
nobody's
running the
business.
TP. We saw yesterday Trundle running Ghost and Exhaust in order to kind of negate that losing factor of the Jax matchup, which was pretty solid. But of course, at that point, you're kind of just committing to side laning for most of the game. You're not going to be participating in too many fights unless your team has a really significant lead. So I am surprised. See the teleport this time. Maybe we'll see the hole breaker, maybe we won't. Perhaps they will just send it in every single team fight. I do imagine it'll be a little hard for Trundle to get in, especially against the Janna, so we are going to expect to see a lot of side laning here. And the Akali is very strong in the side lane as well. She's one of those champions that can easily draw aggro of 2 or 3 players, and if she's ahead, she always has the potential to outplay them and actually just get a bunch of kills. And even if she's not ahead, she's very, very slippery and hard to catch. That Shroud making her invisible, you can dodge stuff with that. That E that throws her backwards, kicks her backwards, is good to get over walls, get that spacing properly aligned, all of that cool stuff. I am curious, like I said, to see how this Yone versus Galio matchup goes. I know that Galio is typically better into mages, so I know that Yone is probably going to get a little bit of an advantage in that sense, but just due to the nature of Galio's kit and the fact that he is able to trade so heavily with high damage in the early game, it might be a little bit tough for Yone to actually get any solo kills or significant leads or priority in the mid lane here. But we're definitely going to have to see how that goes. As far as bot lane matchup goes, I think Luton and Jock on the Jinx and Milio just kind of want to stabilize, make sure they're clearing the waves with the rockets, not getting too pushed under their tower, getting a little bit of priority for their Hecarim. And we do know that Varus is immobile, although he does have the Janna with him to peel off the Hecarim. They're still not completely free from ganks, especially pre-6. So we'll see how they want to play this one out.
Will be interesting indeed.
Also, if you guys aren't familiar with the pause time rules, every team is allotted 5 minutes of total pause time in the entire series. So in today's best of 3, they're allowed 5 minutes. Right now, as you can see, they've been paused for about 2 minutes. Let me double check and make sure they've unpaused. They're not allowed to go past 5 minutes. If they do go past 5 minutes, they have to play the game out how it is.
We will see our first Tournament Realm remake.
Hopefully not. Hopefully not. We definitely don't want them to have to play 4v5, but it is what it is. We don't want to be sitting here for longer than 10 minutes in a series waiting for the pause timer to be off. The last tournament I played in, he actually just straight up disqualified the team or gave them an auto loss.
Oof.
We're not going to do all that. I just hope that you guys will hold yourselves accountable and unpause after 5 minutes. And if you do pass that 5 minutes up and you're like, okay, we have to start now, but the enemy team is like, wait, we're not ready yet, all of the time after that is going to now eat into their 5 minute pause timer. So keep that in mind as well. But I don't think there's going to be any issues here. I imagine we start up pretty quickly. We can see their messages in the all chat. Falling Cat 43. Uh-oh, we got some flame going on. A little bit of banter here.
Uh-oh.
Who didn't feed their hamster?
That thing is indeed not spinning on the wheel. Not generating quite enough gigavolts to get him on the realm.
I'm hoping when we hit the 25-minute mark, we see some gameplay here. Getting entered by ISP. You know, that's how it is sometimes.
Ganked by ISP.
I have definitely lost ranked games to my ISP before. Feels real bad when you're behind. You make a clean comeback play, you get a quadra kill, you're scaling on Victor, and then you DC, reconnect, and your Nexus is one hit from dead. Your team flames you. And then
Yeah,
you say,
my ISP ulted one of my keyboards once.
ulted one of your keyboards? I believe.
Yeah, it disables it and then does like 1,000 true damage to it against the wall.
Need an ISP buff for sure. What happened? It was just a PC disconnect, I believe. But I did just see in the all chat here that they understand the pause time rules. They're going to unpause at 25 minutes. And that will then be all of, what's the team? Ball and Cat fans. As Ball and Cat fans are the ones that paused, they're going to unpause at 25 minutes and their time bank is going to be gone.
Somebody must have ported League of Legends to the Nintendo Switch. This is the happens of that.
Somebody forgot to log out of their Wild Rift account.
Mm-hmm.
Or I don't know if you guys see that,
Found that one.
with TFT. If you know anyone that plays TFT on mobile, they'll typically get in and show that you've been in queue for like 300 minutes or something like that. That usually
Yes,
happens with
yes,
me.
I have seen that.
And it's funny because whenever you load into the TFT game as well, for whatever reason, it's somehow connected to the typical league draft system or champ select system. We're freezing here too. That's unlucky. We'll give it a second.
Oh no.
But it'll actually show a champ select of 8 people that all pick Kaisa. It's pretty funny.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
All right. We are gaming, ladies and gentlemen. Everything good on the stream for you, Tyler?
Yep, it's looking good. I mean, you know, you got the occasional Discord checkerboard, but
That is how it is.
for the most part, we can kind of see what's happening.
Sure thing. We'll zoom out here, see the vision line that we're creating on both teams here. The 5-point vision line. This is definitely one of the better spots to scout mid, in my opinion, although I do think Aegis should be on the other side, and we should have a Kali kind of watching that top tri-brush. But for now, this is the vision line they're looking at. They do have a ward on the red side over here as well. Not seeing any wards from the blue side except for right here to scout the jungle too. Ione scouting. See where these junglers are starting. And it looks like the disconnection was from Jock. He's resetting his internet, trying to get everything sorted out. We can see that he's still in Fountain with no items. But Jinx should be able to hold on her own. Janna can play aggressively, but Jinx does have the long range rockets. So she might be able to snag a few CS and at least stay in XP range. And since it is solo XP, she will actually get a little bit of a lead. So maybe this is a strategy, who knows? I think this may be at an advantage for Team Ball and Cat fans. Since we want Jinx to be the hyper carry of this game, it might be good for her to get a little bit of an XP lead.
I'm going to get quite the XP lead as long as we're not giving those solo kills away. We're going to find out right now.
Absolutely.
Got
Taking
Janna
some
with
poke
the
damage.
I feel like we're going to be seeing quite a bit of that.
Absolutely. The area on Janna is absolutely horrendous to deal with as well. Just being able to proc that off an auto attack is quite annoying.
A summoner has
And there's the reconnection from Jock. A little bit of an XP lead for Jinxie here. We do see Ace Vendetta building up a pretty nice slow push under the Trundle. She is going to actually put herself in a pretty weird spot while we look at the mid lane trades here. Yone definitely benefits from these extended trades. So as you can see, even though he did kind of lose the trade at first there, he does commit to it for a little bit longer. You can get the lethal tempo up that way. Also, Yone just has really short cooldowns compared to most other champions, and so these extended fights are always going to be best for him. And regarding the top side, as I was explaining, put herself in a little bit of an awkward spot, but fortunately Akali does have a little bit of ranged wave clear. So she's able to stop the wave from stopping right under his tower and preventing the freeze opportunity for I Hate Gratitude here. Very good trading by the Yone. Good follow-up by JZ Jax. Going to hit the passive, the taunt. Very, very good trade by JZ Jax there. I think he played that quite well. And of course, we'll see the Varus lane, as usual, asserting the dominance in the early game. Kali getting some heavy trading in. Ooh, good AoE on the passive hit there on L7 Aegis. Lots of poke damage coming out from that area. That is very unfortunate to deal with. Lune was able to dodge the Varus Q, but not the tornado, fortunately. Oh. John is in a pretty awkward spot. They are in an advantage for the trade here, though. She was perfectly fine with boxing that out and not getting rooted by those traps. We are seeing Hecarim come in, a very beautiful tornado by Haha My Name Jeff. That's actually going to be the Hecarim Ghost down as well. Just to commit to that early gank. Typically on Hecarim, you do want to just go ahead and blow the Ghost for those ganks. Because he is a little bit slower. You know, doesn't
Gives him
have
that
the
extra AD too.
Yeah, absolutely. You want your gank to be impactful, so blowing the Ghost is not always bad. But just as we mentioned before, Janna's pretty good at neutralizing these lanes, neutralizing the ganks. Very, very good self-peel. And we do see Flitch roaming into the bot lane here. He's not going to be able to get anything off as they've backed off since they did get that wave crash in, and they're going to go ahead and take their recall. Top lane looking pretty standard. Gonna keep an eye on the mid lane here. JC Jax is in a pretty bad spot here. He's got to clear this wave. And it's pretty hard to farm under towers, Galio, just because of the way the AoE passive works. But it looks like he's making quick work of that wave regardless. Getting good priority on Aegis here. They're actually going to walk into the Hecarim side just to see if they can scout him. I don't think they were able to see him there on his Gromp. So he'll return to the mid lane and continue asserting this dominance that he has currently, as the matchup does appear to be in favor for him.
I think they did get a vision on that that Scuttle Crab there, which could be crucial as well.
Gonna see the TP coming out from the Galio. Yone was able to get a good little crash in, and we might have a little fight going on here. Flitch is staying out of vision as he should. The Yone ult's coming through. Hecarim has no ghost. He has no way to escape this. He's definitely going to be going down. We do see 2 flashes committed for that kill. I think there's a bit of a miscommunication there. I think they only needed Ace or Akali to flash on that. That's okay. Galio's trying his best to make this trade work, but he's going to be taking a lot of damage as, you know, Yone is just very strong early. He has a lot of uptime. That's the difference between these two champions. I do have the support roaming mid here, leaving the Jinx to get some solo XP once again. Very good Q by the Galio here, resulting in a very, very beneficial trade and putting Aegis in a little bit more of an uncomfortable spot. I would argue JZ Jax was almost in all-in range there until he hit that Q. Very beneficial for him. Barely clipped by the Q3. Decides to W instead of E and forward. He doesn't want to full commit to that. Although we do know that Yone has no flash now, so if he's able to get a really, really solid trade with the passive up, land every part of his combo, there is a chance for a solo kill. Doing a little bit of trading on the Janna. She's going to get out here. Trying his best to stop this Q3 from coming through. It's still a very beneficial trade for JZ Jax here. That Galio base damage, nothing to mess with. Yes, I'll show the scoreboard here. A little bit of a CS lead on the Yone. A little bit of CS lead on the Maokai, which we are surprised to see. I would say Hecarim has a much better clear than Maokai. But I don't play Maokai too much, so. A very, very tremendous lead in the top lane as far as CS goes. This is kind of what we expected. Trundle can't really do too much to Akali. She's a little bit slippery. She has a lot of ranged poke as well. And it's free. She's manaless. Trundle is also manaless, but he has a lot less options as far as Akali. Akali's a 3D champion. Trundle's a 2D champion. You guys know how it goes. We are seeing a Cole on the Varus as well. We're also seeing a Cole on the Jinx. Varus bought the Cole a little bit later, so Jinx is going to be able to cash out on that a little bit sooner. Although I would argue that the level 6 for the Ballin' Cat's bot lane here is not quite as strong as the level 6 the Crown Box bot lane here. So that'll be a little bit neutralized by that Cole. Getting a little bit of extra gold might get her into her items sooner. Well, we've got both bot laners off a reset here, so they're comfortable with staying for a little bit longer. We do have Maokai looking at bot lane here, so we'll take a look here. He's confirmed that it's not warded in this brush. However, I'm willing to bet they saw him on this ward right here. So seems to be playing around it. They do have Hecarim here as well to set up for the counter, but the well-placed
Oh, we're gonna see the Maokai ult come out.
The Hecarim. We are gonna see the flash come through from the Maokai as well as the ultimate. Hecarim ulting right back in. He's got his ghost back up. Very, very good rocket by the Jinx. Edmund's going to go down, but Flitch is in a little bit too deep as well, so he's going to go down. And Janna is here to soak the XP. She may take a recall here, try to reset with her team. I think the best bet here is for Varus and Janna to instantly walk to Herald. They can easily trade this with the amount of top priority they have, and they know that Galio is going to be hovering towards bot side on this dragon anyways. But it looks like they're going to give away the dragon. They're going to leave the Herald as stands. And then it looks like Crown Box is probably going to end up getting this Herald with the insane amounts of priority they have with the Yone and the Akali. We do have to respect the Galio ultimate here. But once again, the Akali and the Yone are very explosive damage-wise. And they are just not going to be matched by that Hecarim, Galio, and Trundle. So it looks like this crab is actually just
Yone pulling a traditional...
Traditional Yone.
Yeah, well, traditional Yasuo move has to take a tower shot on the trade.
Of course, of course. If your champion has 2 swords, you have to take tower shots. That's just how the game goes.
It's almost scripted in.
Again, we're seeing a lot of dominance in the top lane here. Herald is going to go to Crown Box. And then we are seeing Maokai either walk up to the Krugs or walk up for the lane gank here. He's going to opt for the Krugs. Take a look at the scoreboard again. So Maokai does not necessarily need to reset now. He's quite healthy. He has a good bit of items for the current state of the game. There is a chance he does go for this lane gank and plays off of the bounce that the Akali is allowed to create. With the Janna roaming, probably going to get a plate going to Team Ballin' Cat fans here. You do need to be very cautious with this Varus ult though. They have the Milio ult to back it up, but Varus can still get off a ton of damage if he is very, very fast with the Q. Oh, that Jinx rocket hits in the
and the Milio Q from downtown.
Very, very well played. Bouncing that off of the minion. We like to see that. Haha, my name Jeff is going to end up blowing the exhaust here in order to try and live. The shield is going to keep him healthy enough to survive. Well played by Haha, my name Jeff there. It's a good thing she got out too, because Galio was looking. That was absolutely a dive angle. I imagine they could do it 3v1, but Galio's there just to back him up anyways.
It's an unbelievable max range Q by the Milio. That or it bounced off a minion I couldn't see behind that tower. It's kind of hard to tell, but...
It did. It bounced off the minion. It was very well played, well executed. The Milio mechanics we didn't know we needed. Oh, we have Hecarim in the back line working on the Janna.
We got a bit of a fight.
We got Aegis ulting in. Flitch ulting in.
Jinx is going to get the excitement reset here. Jinx is going to get excited. Here we go. It's party time.
Dream for Jinx.
It's party time. About to get another reset. Here we go.
There's the Milio going off. She's going to have to face check here. Maokai is going to make it out. Maybe she sneaks a little W onto the Janna here. Oh, she's out of mana. That's okay. That's the Jinx pop-off moment. We'll take a look at the scoreboard. Jinx now has 4 kills. This is absolutely massive for Team Ballin' Cat fans. This is exactly what they're building their comp for. With Jinx having a lead, it's over, guys. It's over. There's nothing they can do. They need Yone and Akali to address this situation as soon as possible. I would like to see a lane swap here. I'm not sure how beneficial it is to keep choking out this Trundle whenever they have Jinx in the state that she's in currently. She's going to be unstoppable in lane. The Varus ult won't matter. The Janna peel won't matter. She's going to walk up. She's going to auto-attack, get the support from Milio. and she's going to be quite the unstoppable force this game. So I'm curious to see how they play around these objectives, knowing that their 5v5 is very weak.
I have just in fact got confirmation from the Riot Balance team that Jinx is in fact loving life.
She most definitely is. We'll take a look at the tab here, see what items we've picked up. She's got 10 stacks left on the coal, picked up a longsword along the way, and she's fully completed her Kraken Slayer and tier 2 boots, compared to, as we can see, the Varus is down to just the Vamp Scepter and the boots. Very, very unfortunate for Crayon Box here. They can bring it back. They have a really solid team, I think. But like I said, they're really playing to pocket this Jinx. And if she's able to do what she needs to do, there's nothing that Crayon Box can do in order to answer this.
Turret plating will soon fall.
Looks like mid lane might be trying to get something off here. I don't know.
Oh, another pause.
Oh, we got another pause out.
Okay, so
Somebody has to get their clothes out of the dryer or something. Oh, okay, we back.
Just a second. Interesting. I wonder who paused there. We're just gonna assume that it was Crown Box that paused there, as they're the only ones with time in the bank. But it wasn't a long pause, so we're not gonna get too stressed out about it. And of course, it's gonna freeze because it just does this. Thank you, Riot Games.
Do have to take it easy on Riot Games. You gotta remember they are just 3 devs in a basement.
Yeah, absolutely. They'll make it one day. I think they made a pretty solid game. Maybe we'll get enough of a budget for an actual in-game client. That'd be cool.
Could even see a sequel. You never know.
We are
Okay,
seeing
Malachi ult's
Flitch.
coming out here.
Yeah, we are seeing Flitch really commit to putting this Herald down. They're looking to get those plates and kind of get whatever lead they can. Only issue with that is they were able to get the kill on that Rift Herald as 2 players, which does actually grant a lot of XP to whoever kills it. So it's not always ideal to use it in that way, but you know, when these times happen, you have to come up with creative decisions. I would have liked to see that Rift Herald use top lane into just killing the Trundle. Trundle doesn't really have a lot of answers for the Maokai Akali. They have way too much mobility and stick potential onto him. But instead, they're going to use it on the mid tower to secure the plates there. Get a little bit of extra gold return. But they also do have to donate some XP to the enemy team. So that's the trade-off that they've gone for. Oh, and it looks like Janelit's a very nice tornado. Yone's not going to be able to capitalize off of it too much. We might be seeing an actual solo kill on the Trundle here. Akali's in a very, very good position to do so. She does not decide to ult in. She understands Trundle has ult and has a lot of sustain there, so she's not willing to risk that. She's in such a good spot already. She kind of just needs to take it easy. Daisy Jack's coming in to get back to his wave. Threatening with the taunt under tower to prevent from getting poked any longer. Very, very good. Dragon is going to go down to Team Ball and Cat fans.
Very good dragon for the Hecarim too, might I add.
Absolutely, this is the Wind Dragon.
That movement speed may as well, that movement speed may as well say additional attack damage for Mr. Hecarim.
Absolutely, that 5% out of combat movement speed, which it does scale with the Ghost and the E. So he's going to be hitting really, really hard once he actually lands that E. Good predict taunt by the Jax there. JZ Jax. I don't know, guys. It's 6-2. There's only a 1,000 gold lead for Team Ball and Cat fans here. But just due to the nature of their team composition, it's looking really, really scary for Crown Box.
They might still have a chance. They choose how to send their ults correctly. Uh-oh, we got something going on in the top lane. Uh-oh.
Oh, very good.
We get the Galio ult coming out. Yone's done made his way top lane.
No cooldown.
Yeah, he's gonna commit. That's a commitment under tower. And there they go.
He's able to clean it up. There we go. Oh, and the Jinx
Rocket. Jinx Rocket from downtown.
Oh, that Jinx Rocket buff is really proving to be solid for the champion. She's very, very strong and menacing to deal with at the moment. And like I said, her living that with both Sums and the Milio is pretty bad for the Team Crown Box here. We saw Akali really committing to that all in, understandably, as Jinx has a big shutdown that she wants to claim. but was not able to succeed. Now Milio's hanging out in the bush, going absolutely crazy, knocking the Yone back into his team.
Whoa,
He's gonna die
whoa.
here. Never mind, the Jinx has arrived in time, and the Jinx is actually gonna pick up another kill here. I don't know if the flash is gonna save you, Yone. You got the Milio. Oh, and the minion
Oh,
blocks
the
the
minion
W.
block! Unbelievable. That is a certified new monitor moment.
Can we just
Thank
take a
you,
moment
Riot Game, for minion pathing.
to appreciate the absolute menacing aggression from Jock here? Extremely confident to walk up and just knock the Yone back towards his Jinx as soon as he sees her walking back in a lane. I think that was well played by him. They were able to secure the Yone flash as well, and they didn't really have to spend too much on that. So I think that's beneficial for them. And of course, we're going to see the Herald go down here. Akali has ult again, but no flash. There's going to be far too much peel on the Jinx to make anything happen here. So she's going to go back top lane and see what we can do with the...
Oh, we got a TP coming out.
We do have a TP. It looks like I hit Garen 2 getting caught a little bit is going to be forced to use his flash there. Looks like they were able to secure the Herald and leave.
Now, I know Yone's personal beliefs is he does not believe in cooldowns, but I'm not sure his ult's still up, is it?
It is still
So-
up, yes.
Oh, it is up. Okay, so, yeah.
Looking for a potential dive with the Yone here. They're going to have to push one more wave as they do have pretty good wave clear with the Jinx here. And we're looking at a 5v5 ARAM moment here, rotating towards the
Hecarim.
dragon side.
Hecarim might be looking to build up some speed here, make something happen. We're going to find out.
Gonna stabilize, go back to the sides. Need to get the sides pushed out so we could push an advantage anywhere else. Got Galio walking to match the Akali. The Galio does have ult in case anything happens mid. But guys, I'm looking at this team time and time again, and I'm not seeing any time where Jinx is super vulnerable. She does have both sums now, so if they're going to try and kill her, they need to do it now. But they have the Galio ult, they have the Hecarim Fear. If Trundle's nearby, they do have that pillar. And of course, Milio is entirely focused on peeling off this Jinx and making sure that she stays alive. Aegis waiting in the bush because he definitely understands that Trundle wants to walk up for the wave here. We do see the Trundle ult come out, but it's not going to be enough.
We got a little hungry for the wave.
We did indeed, and as you can see, there's a 77 CS lead on the Yone here. Has a full item. Trundle does not have an item yet. This is due to the nature of the Akali versus Trundle matchup. Akali just has a little bit too much dominance for Trundle to scale the way that he wants to. And so, unfortunately for Crayon Box here, unfortunately for Ball and Cat fans here, Trundle's not really going to be able to match the sides too much if the Yone is going to be the one pressuring him. They do have quite a side lane advantage, but once again, it comes down to these fights. Oh, very good Ever cross by JZ Jax. A good E by L7 Aegis in order to prevent that. He's going to dash in front of the Yone ult to keep him from escaping. Hit him with the Q.
Beautiful engagement.
Wonderfully played by JZ Jax there. Do you guys believe we're going to see a Jinx pentakill this game?
Uh-oh. We got the squad rolling into the mid lane. Let's see what they're going to do. Uh-oh, we got a bit of an issue.
Committing a lot of resources for that Janna here. But it looks like they're going to take the space back over and secure this dragon anyways. Jinx does have both of her sums coming back up. Milio still has ult. They still have a Galio ult as well. Looks like this is going to be off scot-free. Akali is looking for an entrance here onto the Jinx. But JZ Jax is going to zone off the rest of the team, rendering it impossible for them to get in. And now they're going to commit for the Akali here. Akali gets away. I imagine
looks like we're going to see looks like we're going to see Kimtech as the soul this game. I wonder if that's going to change up any of the carries builds, put any lifesteal in it or not.
That is possible.
Because you do get the increased lifesteal from Kimtech, I think. I don't know.
I believe, don't you do with the soul? I think you do more damage and
At
more
lower health,
survival,
yes.
lower health, yeah.
Correct.
I don't know how
The
much value you
base,
get from
the
life
base
steal there.
buffs. I think the base buffs are like 5% heal and shield power per dragon.
Well, this is the one dragon I hover over and it gives me no information, so. Thanks, Ryan.
Thanks, Riot. You're the best.
Back to a neutral state, playing it slow. I think that Team Ball and Cat fans understands the Jinx is the win con. As long as we 5v5 and peel the Jinx, there's no way we lose. So they're playing slow, they're not forcing anything. There's no need for them to end the game early. They're happy with just scaling out. I don't think the scaling on Team Crown Box is too bad either, but with the Jinx in the state that she's in, the scaling is only really going to benefit Ball and Cat fans here.
Yeah, in a 5v5 scenario, CYV is going to have to pray to RNGesus that Jinx does not secure 1 kill in a team fight, or it is it's going to be curtains.
You know, when you're in game and you're playing, you're not really too focused about the visual stuff. You're thinking about the game itself. You're thinking about your combos, your mechanics, things like that. When you're farming, you're thinking about trading. You're thinking about spacing. Even when you're farming the jungle, you're looking at lanes, wave states, all that. So I don't notice some of the visual things that we see in League. I'll interrupt my thought by this kill on Donnie Tsunami getting caught out in the jungle. He is gonna ult away, but get Yone ulted on the chase there. Just a little bit too behind to be trying to take space on his own. Anyways, my point was, I'm gonna have to ask my mom if it's okay to play this game, because I just realized there's blood in this video game. When camps die, they leave blood on the ground, so I need to get permission.
As a certified rated M moment.
Yeah, this is a rated M moment. I wasn't sure if this game was appropriate for kids like me, but...
Oh, we might see a Baron pit fight here.
This is a Jinx dream, but she is getting caught by the Yone. This is very, very bad for Luton, and he is going to die to the snapback. This is not what Ball and Cat fans want to see.
Snap back to reality.
On the Baron there. Taken over, they really, really went for that. While they had the space, they knew that it was going to be hard for Ball and Cat fans to get in. I think that was a really well executed Baron by Team Crown Box here, and that actually could get them an entrance back into the game. Luton getting picked, blowing both his sums, using both sums from the Milio in order to try and save her, it just was not enough. And now part of that does come down to Hecarim probably not having ult for the peel as well. I actually wasn't paying super close attention there. I don't know how local the Hecarim was to this. But that's one other aspect of peel that you don't have. And they do have a Yone and an Akali, so you need to be very, very careful if you're playing Jinx right now.
It just goes to show you, no matter how ahead somebody can look, League of Legends can go anywhere in the game state. Match can really go anywhere.
They absolutely can, especially with the shutdown mechanics that they've introduced to this game in the past few years. There's always a chance to come back, even if you're playing against one of these hyper-scaling, hyper-carry champions. If played properly, there's always a chance. Looks like we do have Crown Box once again in a really favorable position to get space over this Baron. We have Yone splitting top lane with the TP, so he's easily able to TP in, and he does have the ult up as well in order to just go for that same combo on the Jinx that now has no summoner spells. They know the exhaust is down as well, so Jinx is pretty easy to kill once again. Being able to kill her with all those cooldowns up is absolutely massive for Crown Box.
I see a trade in the top lane here. Oh, we see Milio and Jinx running up.
Looks like they're just going to give away their soul point here. They have zero space on the dragon. We have Flitch understanding what he wants. He's going to come in here, set up his wards, set up his saplings, and make sure that this dragon is secured and not granted over to the Ball and Cat fans for free.
We're going to work for it today. Let's see what happens. Uh-oh, we got Trundle.
Looks like Trundle's going to walk out. They're going to try and get a little bit of a push on mid here. If JZ Jax can secure a kill onto this Yone by letting the Yone outplay himself, it would be very beneficial for them as well. But it looks like Yone is going to remain disciplined, take his recall after shoving the wave in, and get a good little reset going.
15 kills total in a 26-minute game. It's a very, very patient gameplay. Everybody's looking to take every little advantage they can get. But Jinx will take a long game all day. So we're going to see something happen.
These saplings are just absolutely menacing. It looks like Ace Vendetta is actually losing this 1v1 versus the Trundle. She's going to have to use her ultimate to get out. And we actually do see Hecarim collapsing onto the Akali as well. He may be able to pick up the kill here. Never mind, Akali damage is crazy. Threatening to turn with the 3-level lead that she does have. She has no ultimate, but it's still very, very scary to engage that. And it looks like Yone is just taking so much damage here. Gonna have to take another recall and risk giving away the top tower. There's a chance we see Ball and Cat fans rotate towards top to go ahead and get that tower out of the way.
What kind of items do we got on our contestants right now? I want to see what we've been spending.
We do see a hull breaker on the Yone and a hull breaker on the Trundle as anticipated.
We saw that one coming. That dude's going to be chomping towers till the cows come home, as an old coach would say.
We do have Jinx with the 3 items as well. She's definitely going for the explosive build with the Rune and Hurricane. She wants to be able to get a lot of that AoE damage in with her rockets from a long distance. Some other options could have been Phantom Dancer perhaps. Helps her kite a little bit more. But I don't think she's finding herself in enough situations that she needs to be extremely disciplined with the spacing, in which Phantom Dancer would help with. I think she's really just going for that, let my team engage, let my team stand in front of me and be a brick wall. And I'm going to stand here and click on all of them. Oh,
Also, it could be another thing with the Runans looking to have a Runan missile hit anybody just to give her the assist on that excitement reset.
That's a good point as well. If she's not able to, like, she's going to have to play a lot of the fights front to back, right? So if any of her, like if her Hecarim gets a kill, for example, that splash damage could actually get her excited. So that is a very good point. I think the Runans is a good build. She has gone into the stopwatch as well.
Oh, we see a Jinx rocket coming out, full engage here. Ooh, yummy. And she going to get that shutdown.
And we are seeing some flawless execution by JC Jax here, flashing in front of that Yone ult preemptively in order to prevent him from escaping there. Very unfortunate to see
This
Jock
is anybody's game. Oh, we see a disconnection? Is that what you said?
Yes, we have Milio disconnecting again, which is very scary for the Ball and Cat fans here because that's a lot of the support that Jinx needs in order to get that move speed and in order to get that cleanse off. Oh boy, excuse me.
We'll be seeing the Aurelion Soul jump scare on the desktop.
Alright, we do see Baron coming up. We do see that Crown Box is in a very advantageous position here as far as the vision goes. Let's actually just look at the red vision here. As you can see, they have a lot of vision here, and blue team is pretty much in the dark on this Baron. So a lot of this pressure is going to end up going to them, especially with that DC coming in. More heavy trading by the Akali. I'm interested to see if she goes back in with this. She will. She does have the ultimate, so she's pretty confident taking this fight. Trundle has ultimate as well, so we're going to see how this goes. He's just going to get bursted down immediately, not even able to use the ultimate because of the Shroud. And as expected, with that top pressure and with the vision lines that we have already addressed, Team Crown Box is going to easily take this Baron over.
We are going to see the Jinx rocket come out just a tad bit too early there on blind vision, so not really much you can do there.
Very, very scary of them to have to play this 4v5, especially after losing that fight that they had at that initial Baron fight. Yone coming in for the
Oh, we're going to see the taunt on her tower. Good thing he has an Echo Ult on a 10-second cooldown. That man can get out of anything. That dude can get out of credit card debt with that E.
Let's look at the items here. We have Akali with third item Death Cap. That's
Got
a radiant
another
potion.
taunt under tower, but Yone just does not care. He's in there like swimwear.
Oh, Luton's
Oh,
gonna be
Kali
going
gonna
down
get
too,
some.
side laning on her own. It's very, very dangerous.
Oh no!
Yeah, we already know how this one's gonna go. Oh, the Galio.
Oh wait, we got
through,
the Galio ult in for the peel.
Very, very good
Oh.
team here.
We could see some excitement happen here. Let's see.
She's still
We got
very
the zap
low.
cannon coming off cooldown. Uh-oh, we're gonna see a turn here. We got Maokai ult coming out. Oh boy.
Really good peel by the Jay-Z Jacks here. And Maokai ult was not able to connect to the Jinx there.
Oh, we're gonna see a big taunt. Big taunt. Oh. The shielding from heaven.
Oh, and looks like
This looks like
Yone's
this
just
could be
ending the
game.
That's the Baron advantage. Gonna flash in for a little more flashy
You
play.
hate to see a game end like that,
Go
ladies
ahead
and gentlemen.
end the game due to disconnect.
Can
Can't
I get
say
some
for
F's in
sure
chat?
If can't say for sure if they would have won that without the disconnect, but it is what it is. Okay, I have received notice they were gonna need a support sub because he keeps lagging and disconnecting. So we will have a little bit of delay on the next game. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, unfortunately, Jock is not able to continue. Looking here. Bear with us for 1 second. I'm gonna have to find a sub for them really quickly. Actually, we know somebody.
Do you now?
We do, and it is the one and only Vengeful.
Uh-oh. I do believe he is off work today. I believe Vengeful is, as we speak, on the World of the Warcraft. We'll see if we can grab him.
Alright, we're gonna get Vengeful in here. He was originally drafted for Team Egg, but unfortunately the entirety of Team Egg has dropped out. But the bright side of that is we're actually going to be seeing 2 former members of Team Egg in the following game. I Hate Garen 2, who was playing the Trundle, was the top laner for Team Egg. And we had Vengeful, who was the ADC for Team Egg, who will now be filling support for this game. Unfortunate stuff happens. I am going to give everyone a little bit of an opportunity to scout out their new opponent, just so everything feels fair. I'm going to go ahead and get everyone back in the game. Yeah. Excuse me. Let me let everyone know what's going on. Alright, sorry for the delay, guys.
In the meantime, we can pull up some top hat topics here. What kind of games are we playing nowadays? I want to see some games in the chat. I'm going to see if they're good or bad. I'm going to judge them. New War Thunder update just came out. F-15 Eagle is finally coming to War Thunder. I've been waiting since 2016. We got WoW in the chat. I hear they're doing some WoW Classic. They did some WoW Classic updates recently. And have a group of friends that's been on that thing, like, grinding it. House Party. Where have I heard of that game? I think Tyler 1 played House Party at some point. Sponge? What the heck is Sponge? Is that an that an acronym for something? Somebody's got to run that one by me. Oh no. Sponge. Oh, pummel party. The winner whistle with the do not mess with me. He in fact does not play games. It's all business. All business. Let's see what we got here. Do I have any Battle of Bikini Bottom players in the chat?
That game was a classic.
Oh, dude, that thing
True
slapped.
classic.
Had no business going that stupid, if you will. Has anybody been playing the new that new game? It's been hyped up like nobody's business, called Lethal Company.
Oh,
That
I've
game
seen
is
lots of people playing
comedies. Yes, that game has. You ever heard of COD timing? You know, like when you flip a corner, you'll sit there and stare at a corner for 3 minutes, and the second you turn your back, you get popped in the head. Lethal Company has that same exact timing, except their timing is comedic timing. It never misses. Yes, I must admit the Lethal Company is amazing. Oh no. Thought they were gonna get me with it in chat. Really horrible enemy in Lethal Company called Sugma. What is Sugma, you say? I've never
No,
heard of that.
No.
No!
Don't
Aaron,
do it.
no, don't do it!
Don't. You can't do that.
There it is.
That's not Twitch appropriate.
And this man has just received a permanent ban. Nah, just kidding. Hey, Dayton, what do we do to soccer balls, man?
We kick him.
We kick them from the
We
chat.
hit him with that Milio Q off the minion into the kill. That was a hype play. That's definitely going in
That
the
was hype.
match, by the way.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Such a good play.
Okay, we got 40 seconds left on the timer. We're just giving both teams a little bit of time to scout. We're going to look at SpongeBob ready to chomp on Patrick's finger. This is our entertainment for the day.
That was
Just waiting on the
Jinx
games.
ready to chomp any kill she can get. Keep that snowball lead going. But that was also Emilio's ISP taking a fucking knob out of that router. Just chomped her away. Hopefully this next matchup will be just as, if not even more interesting.
Thinking so. Hopefully we get no DCs this time. We do have a fill coming in. Whoa, God, is that a bomb?
A bomb?
Oh no, this is my timer. I'm sorry for your eardrums, everybody.
Oh.
And we need to get the draft link sent out. The window to draft has expired. We will be beginning the draft, ladies
To
and
be or
gentlemen,
not
very,
to
very
be
soon.
beginning the draft.
Giving everyone the spectate. Sent. Giving you the spectate.
Gimme, gimme.
All right. Getting the lobby sorted out real quick. Sorry, it's hard for everyone to get in order. Gotta play musical chairs here.
Musical champions.
All right. Looks like we're just waiting on one more player. There's Luton. All right. We're all set. Draft should be starting now. Looks like both teams are readying up. Sorry for the delays once again. Thanks everyone for their patience. It is a doggy-dog world. It is most definitely a doggy-dog world out there.
Very, very factual.
Not sure what the delay is this time. We're not going to be super anal about the draft speed this time. Like I said, it's the first tournament. Some rules are still up in the air. The format is all practice. We are doing another tournament in February. I think I've mentioned that to most of you. The rules are going to be a bit more well made on that one, and we're going to have
we're
people
seeing
holding
bans.
themselves accountable. We are seeing the bans come through pretty quick once again. The Graves ban coming out against Crayon Box. Don't want to see Flitch on that Graves. Katarina for the JZ Jacks. Kog'Maw for the Edmonton. Or Edmontosaurus. I always mess up his name.
This is
It's
a
really not that
copy-paste
hard.
ban phase.
It really is. I think they're confident. Something tells me they feel a little bit cheated by that last game on the Ball and Cat fan side. So maybe they're just trying to run it back. I will go ahead and try to pin the message. When's the bronze silver only tourney? If you find me a bunch of bronze and silver players, I will run it. But you can't
I got
participate
you.
because you're too good, Fish. I'm sorry. You don't belong there.
You belong in a museum.
Seeing the Silas and the
Okay.
Yasuo bands. This is the same bands as last time, right? All of them.
Yep, this is a copy-paste ban session right here. Will we see the first pick Trundle?
Let's see if I can pin the message now. Hey, let's go.
We got Hecarim hot locked on Ball and Cat fans.
I'll have an overlay for next time too. The Maokai, the
We're going to see
Hecarim.
the Maokai. This is looking like a repeat session. They said run it back. You will not run the ones again.
We are seeing
Uh-oh.
Twitch from Edmonton this time.
I was hiding.
He was hiding.
He was hiding in that pick.
All right, what do you guys think? Think we're going to see a 2-0? I don't know about that. I think Ball and Cat fans had a really good chance.
I don't think Ball and Cat fans is going to have the internet debuff on this playthrough. We might see a different outcome.
Yeah,
They
it
seem
depends how
to
Vengeful feels.
know how to get their early game. Ooh, the Callista Renata. What a beautiful combination. Shout out Worlds.
Yeah, that is a very scary bot lane, especially into the Twitch here. I'm curious to see what support they pick to facilitate this. I wouldn't be surprised to see the Janna again, to be honest with you. A Nasus top is very interesting. That's quite a prio pick once you get into those later mid-game moments.
Melio would be a good pick too. Cleanse that. Ooh, the Braum pick.
Braum as a counter to the Callista is actually a pretty solid pick here.
Tenacious support. I don't think so. Yeah, I myself am guilty of abusing the Renata Callista lane. You just actually have to have an 80 carry that can play Callista, which is not me. So
I'm excited to see how this one goes, although I think the Braum and the Twitch are going to be able to neutralize this pretty well. Braum being able to block a lot of those spears. They just really need to respect their own cooldowns and space it properly in order to survive this lane phase. But there's always
Twitch
a
early
chance.
game is going to have to respect that bailout.
Yes, absolutely. Very
Because that
much so.
Callista can pop those spears right before bailout ends and get a full health or not full health, but a health reset off the bailout. It's going to be interesting. I'm going to be excited to see this bot lane matchup.
What are we going to get in the top lane here? I'm a little curious about that. You know, I'm a mid
Akali?
lane player. I like to see the mid lanes too. We are seeing the Akali again. I am assuming that's going to be Akali top once more. I think he did a great job last game, really asserting that dominance in the laning phase.
He knew when to play nice and safe too at moments as well. Just very good awareness.
Yeah, I agree with that.
We got the big rock daddy himself getting
We
locked
do.
in the
This is
top lane.
Malphite versus mystery pick. Like I said, I think we're expecting the Akali top lane here. And I'm not sure how well Akali does in a Malphite. I feel like it's not that bad, but like I said, I don't know the top lane matchups. I'm a mid lane player. It is what it is.
All right, what do we have in the mid lane?
Let's see it. Let's see it. I want to see a hype mid lane. We're seeing the Wei picked.
No.
Once again. We're seeing Wei. JZ Jax busted out the Wei not too long ago. It was yesterday. I think in the very first game of their series, he busted out the Wei. He did a really solid job. Win condition on Wei is most definitely to neutralize the lane, take advantage of the wave clear and sustain that you do have, and really pop off in those late game team fights, catch people in those small corridors, and get a lot of the AoE damage off. That's where Wei excels.
You have to excuse my laughing. I just see that champion get picked, and the first thought in my head is I've literally never seen that champion played. So you'll be hearing no commentary from me when he's on screen.
I'm
Like, wow, we got Hui doing stuff and things.
Wei is throwing abilities. I'm not sure what that one's going to do, but it's coming out.
Oh, well, there goes the entire enemy team. Have a feeling Riot will be making their way back to the drawing board with that one.
Second Wei of the tourney indeed, and it is on the JZ Jax again, and it is against the Akali. I think Akali is actually a really strong pick into Wei, but due to the champion being so new, it might be a little bit hard for the Akali to play this lane out. Obviously, Wei has a lot of zoning potential, has a lot of good crowd control. It's going to be really hard for Wei to land the fear on Akali when she's in Shroud. However, he does have that trap that grants sight. I'm not sure if it grants sight inside of the Akali Shroud, so I'm sure that's a mechanic they're going to have to figure out themselves as well. But honestly, I think Wei will probably be able to neutralize this laning phase pretty well. We do see the Trundle top once more versus the Malphite. I believe Trundle's really good in the Malphite, as he can yoink all the stats away.
Well, we do have two very interesting team compositions here. We got two bot lanes that have the chance to go off like nobody's business.
Alright. I'm going to show this time. And just trust that no one's watching the stream. I think all of the champion picks are pretty clear this game. We know where everyone's going to be going. Where's my English, bro? Where is it? We know where everyone wants to go. The matchups are pretty clear. I'm going to throw this up on screen. You guys can look at the little delay timer. I'm going to be honest. I got to go to the bathroom. So I'll be right back. Tyler, you can keep them busy. I appreciate your your time. And yeah, you got this.
All right. Well, we got champion selection here. He should be back in the bathroom before we even hit the delay timer, unless it's a one of those bathroom trips, you know what I mean? So we are going to find out. So, like I was saying earlier, two very interesting lanes. I'm going to hope one of these two bot lanes just go completely off the rails. We love seeing Twitch get into the back line and just explode on everyone. We also love seeing Kalista on the brink of death due to the bailout pop those spears at the last seconds and receive her way back to life. And playing that lane personally, you will see a lot of the times the Kalista will actually throw the Renata into their face to get the guaranteed knock-up into hostile takeover. So this could be very interesting if positioned correctly. Hui, have no idea what that champion does, so you know, feel free to tell me what Hui does in the chat. No idea. Probably a like a storybook moment, because I know most of the champions they release now, you have to read like 5 paragraphs to understand what their passive does. Hecarim, we're going to be seeing the Hecarim again. He was loving life with those that air dragon buff. I know I would be. And then Malphite, we are going to see some head thrashing moments, some head thrashing ults from the Malphite. The repeat Trundle pick. I don't know if we're going to see the Hullbreaker again. That'll be interesting to find out because we did see the Hullbreaker, but it ended up being Yone splitting with his own Hullbreaker because that item is just, you know, an item. Very cool, very neat item. And other than that, Akali, you know, it's like playing Goku, but in League of Legends. Just kind of goes instant transmission, teleporting around everywhere. Can't really hit them. So we'll see how that goes.
All right, I am back. Thanks for taking over the floor there.
You're welcome.
Got a minute and a half left on the spectate delay. I'm sure Tyler's been talking about the draft. So
Kinda, yeah.
let
Cooled
me
off
see
and
what
with
that
it. I
is.
think he does a lot of stuff. Yeah, I think he does too. Yeah, I heard his description very, very long to understanding what that champion does. So
All right.
guess we'll find out.
I'll give you guys the rundown. For anybody that doesn't know about Wei, I've been playing a lot of Wei. I have an account that I'm using exclusively for him now, and I also played him some on the PBE. He has the lowest win rate out of any mid ever released, or at least last time I checked he did, which is pretty impressive. But I think he's also one of the more complicated mid laners ever released. I think playing him, like execution-wise, is relatively simple. The problem is his abilities are very outplayable. You can sidestep pretty much everything, and he kind of has to telegraph his plays as well. But the fact that you have so many options is what makes him kind of a complex champion. But I won't sit here and say he's like extremely hard to play. He's definitely got a higher skill floor than most mid lane mages. But once you get him down, I feel like everything just kind of falls into place. So he has 3 spell books essentially. When you press Q, you have a spell book of 3 more spells to pick that will all be damage based. So he has kind of this little comet that he hurls out, does max HP damage. He has this kind of Xerath W-esque execute ability. So it'll do more damage if they're isolated, meaning it only hits one target. It will do more damage if they are CC'd, and it will also do more damage if they're lower on HP, which I think I may have mentioned already. And then he has the QE, which is kind of this big rift that he opens up, similar to a Vel'Koz W, but works more like a Rumble ultimate or a Corki package. Lots of slow burning, takes a little bit of time to activate. It slows you while you're inside of it. Very good AoE, good for wave clear. Then his W spellbook is going to contain mostly utility, or things that he can use to buff up himself or his team. So his WQ is going to be this little rift of move speeds, somewhat similar to the rift of his QE. His WW will have kind of a small AoE zone, and if you stand in that zone, you get a shield that stacks up over time. The WE is going to be a 3-hit passive, somewhat similar to how Ari's animation looks when she uses her W, but each stack of that 3-hit passive is going to be utilized by an auto attack or a spell, and it'll increase the damage on whatever the auto attack or spell was cast, and it'll also return mana upon doing so, which gives him a lot of really good sustain in lane as far as mana goes, because he does have to use a lot of waves, a lot of spells in the wave in order to wave clear properly. And then his E is where a lot of the CC comes in. His EQ is just a projectile forward missile that it fears. His EW is a little trap you put down. It gives vision, has a small activation time, but it'll follow and root whoever steps into it. And then the EE is going to be a claw that kind of pulls people together. And then the ult is just a missile you send out. It slows whoever it hits, it grows in size, and it hits everyone around it. But yeah, we'll see a lot of that demonstrated this game.
Something has raised awareness to me. I've just noticed that the Callista has cleanse. This sparks up a question for me that I'm not too sure I have knowledge on. Can Callista cleanse Twitch's poison?
She can, but I think the reason they've brought the cleanse this match is for the Braum passive. Because if Braum gets that up to 4 stacks, you want to be able to cleanse that. I believe you can cleanse it early. We are seeing Aegis
might
take
have
a
a
lot
first
of
blood
damage.
or a flash. No? Okay.
Aegis is going to be able to survive here, but the problem is that the waves are almost to lane. So she's going to have to force out that TP if she wants to remain on even grounds with Jay-Z Jax here. And she's actually choosing to stay at such low
Interesting.
HP. She's going to use her potion instead. I don't think it's too bad, but Jay-Z Jax is most definitely going to capitalize off of this by getting as much poke off as he can and forcing her out of lane. He will beat her in wave clear at some point.
We're going to see if that greed pays off. Hui naturally just doing stuff. Okay, we're gonna see the Renata E. Gonna get that plus 20 gold. Appreciate that.
We're gonna stay hovered over bot lane here because we do see Callista's playing for the level 2. Should hit level 2 right after this next minion she's gonna kill, and they're gonna have this advantage over the enemy ground box's bot lane here. So let's see how they capitalize off of this.
Oh, we got the
Misses
Q. Ooh.
So she's gonna back up. Nice try on that level 2 advantage, but was not able to execute anything here. Top lane matchup. I mean, this is gonna be a little sleeper. I won't lie to you guys. Malphite trading back, doing what he can. Getting
Malphite will throw a cheese wheel out every 5 minutes or so.
Yeah, and use half his mana. Sorry for the freeze,
Uh-oh.
guys. This has been happening a little bit.
Macaulay looking in a bit of a situation there right on the freeze.
Most definitely is. She's not going to be able to walk up to the wave here, and JZ Jax is very disciplined with the way he's pushing this wave out. He's only last hitting, forcing Akali to walk up for these last hits. He is going to hit the level 3 advantage, and he misses the EQ. Misses the QQ as well. This is very, very bad for JZ Jax as we see the Maokai coming in. Maokai does have flash, but chooses not to commit it there, understandably. Although I don't think it would be a bad idea to go ahead and just trade flashes with the Hui, because he doesn't really have a lot of super reliable self-peel against the Akali. Like I was explaining, he does have the EQ, the projectile fear, but as we saw in that last fight, it went completely wide, and a lot of that is because, you know, Akali can use her E to dodge it, she could simply sidestep it, or she could even use Shroud to not only negate the fear if it does hit, but to dodge the fear completely, so.
Little dog action in the background. Oh man, I have just been informed I am in possession of chicken nuggets.
That sounds like a good
This
day
is
to
a
me.
certified chicken nugget angle.
We're seeing JZ Jax try to play off the slow push a little bit. Akali will not be able to engage as Hui has his E available and will combo that into the passive. I did fail to
Hui
mention
is a little
the
low on
passive.
mana.
He is, but he does have the ability to help him sustain mana, so I think he's going to be able to play off this bounce pretty well. Put the spotlight on the mid lane here so we can see some Hui gameplay, and gonna have to force the flash from the Akali. Very well executed QW by JZ Jax there in order to pressure her from staying in the zone of that. Yeah, I definitely want to see JZ Jax utilizing the EW in this case whenever she uses her Shroud, as that's going to be pretty much a guaranteed route, and it's not really possible to miss unless Akali dashes out of the range before the projectile hits. Also, I'm a little curious about the first strike decision on Hui. I understand the first strike is generally very strong on a lot of champions, especially mages that can be really, really bursty. But the problem with that is a lot of Hui's abilities do have delays on them. Like his ult, for example, has a delay, so you'll get a little bit of the upwards damage. He's giving the move speed to his Hecarim here. Let's focus on this gank really quickly. Hecarim is ghosting in. Aegis will
Pony
go down
bringing it
as she's
downtown.
flashless.
Ooh,
Very good
blood.
first blood here, and JZ Jax gets to back in a near perfect wave state. As you can see, he has just a very small minion advantage. Or sorry, ground box's side is a small minion advantage, so that's going to push him ahead.
Oh, and the Ren for the Twitch.
We are seeing the power of the Renata bailout. Just the stats alone that it gives you can make cause for some really, really good aggression here. So utilizing the lane
It costs some
properly.
uncommon side effects.
Looking back in the mid lane, both have reset here. Top lane is pretty neutral. We'll go ahead and press the tab. Look at the score here. Malphite is down in CS a lot. As you can imagine, Trundle is pretty oppressive into Malphite. So once again, probably nature of the matchup. Now we're seeing Hecarim with a bit of a CS lead here over the Maokai. And Maokai having to buy health for his first recall rather than AP. Typically the Maokai will go into Demonic Embrace first item, so a lot of the times they'll buy AP to help with their clear a little bit. But they do have a very high damage bot lane, so the health won't be so bad.
Take a moment to tell you that this stream is sponsored by Cold One. Grab you a cold one on this holiday season. Nah, not really.
Drink responsibly.
Yeah, drink your Coca-Colas responsibly.
little bit of poke damage out by the way, but he does need to be careful here. He has the E available, but if he misses that fear, he's very, very vulnerable now. Akali's going to let the wave crash in. And it will not bounce. It's going to neutralize here on this cannon wave. Maybe it will bounce. She's holding that minion. Get a little bit of a bounce here.
A lot of stuff and things happening in the mid lane.
There are most definitely some stuff.
Visually impressive.
Jay-Z Jax getting a lot of damage off here. Aegis needs to be careful. Now at this point, I'm imagining Hui's just going to kind of be going for these QWs under tower. She is low, so he's going to get some increased damage off of that. QW goes wide. He is getting ganked by the Maokai. His ult is coming out. He does have flash available, but if Maokai burns a flash here, there's a chance he goes down. Hecarim coming in for the counter. Going to dash in off the ward.
We're going to see the Renata roam. Oh, the flash Q!
Hits the Maokai, does not connect onto the Akali, so they're unable to confirm a kill there. Very, very bold flash by the Renata, but I see the play. I see the dream. Got Kalista on her own here, but really, really good priority in the jungle. Jay-Z Jax is going to be able to sustain his mana enough to get this wave under and put Aegis in a very uncomfortable spot. Especially with Aegis not having ultimate, she's going to have to land a really nice E on this guy in order to confirm the kill.
That man has watched me play too much Renata Glass. Them ambitious flash Qs under tower.
There's that. Jay-Z Jax is going to go down despite using the flash. Very, very well played by Flitch to just go ahead and burn that flash to secure the kill on Jay-Z Jax. It wasn't guaranteed. If Jay-Z Jax was able to get off that flash before the Maokai Q comes through, then there's a chance he lives. But either he was just locked down for too long or he mistimed it. Whatever happened, happened. Flash down. Malphite's going to bring him to the tower. Flitch is happy to trade here. He does not mind because he understands Malphite's low on mana. And he's going to let him walk back to his tower. And we'll take a look at the unfortunate situation here of this temporary freeze by Ace Vendetta. Malphite does not have teleport either, so I'd like to see Ace just hard shove this wave in order to deny as much as he can from Malphite on his way back to lane here. Which is exactly what we're going to see. Going to be a really free call for Ace Vendetta here. He might even go for the plates. Messes up his tempo a little bit, but he does have Flitch in the top side, pressuring the space for the Rift Herald. They know that the Maokai ult is down, so this Rift Herald is in a better spot than it has been so far, as well as Jay-Z Jax not having Flash or Ultimate currently. It's a pretty big difference. Maokai and Akali can most definitely 2v3 in this situation just due to the cooldown advantage. They are going to decide against it. We're going to see a lot more poke going on in the mid lane. Luton really doing his best to keep this push and capitalize off his lead. I would like to see the crayon box, sorry, dang, my brain.
Stuff and things.
The stuff and things. The Ball and Cap 43 fans, I really would like to see their bot lane try to set up a freeze here. It makes it a little bit harder for the Maokai to do anything, but it also makes it harder for the Twitch to walk up for CS here, as the Kalista Renata is such a powerful lane, and there's not really a ton that they can do besides using the Braum to peel them off, but of course Kalista does have that cleanse, so I am surprised to see them perma pushing down here, truthfully.
I'm not going to lie to you, man. I am really, really itching to see a full bot lane engagement right here. This is what I was looking for. We're going to see the... Oh, hostile takeover comes out. Oh, we got an exhaust out. Ooh, Kalista goes down to the Twitch. Twitch is in heaven right now. Probably has that lethal tempo fully stacked up.
Absolutely. This is looking very, very bad for the Ball and Cap fans.
Twitch with a double kill.
And this is why it can sometimes be beneficial to just freeze in lanes that you're hard winning like this, to force them to walk up. And if they don't walk up, they get no XP, they get no gold. If they do walk up, they get death. But instead, they played for the force, didn't quite execute the dive the way they wanted to, and the Braum was underestimated there a little bit in my opinion. The Braum passive came through, the Twitch had ult, just absolutely popped them with that damage, and they went down a lot faster than I think they anticipated.
Twitch will be rewarded with some blocks of cheese back at home base there. He's going to eat up, come back, and just dominate that lane now, I feel.
It's most definitely possible with the state that he's in now. He's already got Blade of the Ruined King. The Braum slow, in addition to the Twitch's slow off the W, actually puts quite a hindrance on the Kalista's ability to kite and utilize her passive properly. It looks like the QE is going to go through, or the EQ, excuse me. Akali will not be taking that. Do we see a black spear on Luton still? We do. Luton is still showing to have the black spear, even though she clearly ulted the Renata in that fight. Looks like a visual bug. Hey Iceface, sorry about that. Oh yeah, your question was answered. Crown Box did win. We unfortunately had a disconnect on the Ball and Cat fan side, and they'd utilized their entire pause timer, so we did have to substitute their support, and we're now running Ice, who was an original teammate of the Egg team. Trundle will not be able to secure the solo kill here, I imagine, so we're going to keep looking at mid and bot lane here.
I want to take note of how much Twitch and Trundle is going to love the dragon that has just entered the arena. The rest of these dragons will be attack speed buffs. We might see a tower go down here.
Yep, this is the one advantage to pushing that they have been able to confirm here is taking down this tower, opening up this whole bot side of the map, and therefore giving them a little bit more pressure over these dragons, which they already have a lead on. So, you know, pushing's not the worst thing. I'm not trying to say they're doing the wrong thing. I did just want to kind of communicate how beneficial it can be to freeze in this situation. JZ Jax is going to get out scot-free here, I believe. They're really, really committing to this dive. It's very dangerous for Crayon Box.
Fear under the tower. Oh, tower shot.
Collie's going to go down.
That was a beautiful fear by the Hecarim there.
It was indeed. Very surprising for them. Now they have a lot of tempo up here. JZ Jax is going to be able to shove a very, very big wave under tower against Sakali. She's going to miss most of this. Maybe not all of it. She does have teleport to get it. But still, that's a very bad situation for Akali as far as golden XP goes. Those waves make a really, really big difference. And then we're going to see Callista almost stopping the Twitch. The Twitch was suspicious on if he was spotted or not. He was doing the invisible recall trick, which you can do on Twitch. And he got spooked. So he ran away. Now his tempo's messed up. Can't recall like he planned on. And the tower's going to go down right under their nose unless Maokai makes a really big
we might see a fight for the Scuttle Crab here. We got Renata hitting the Q, going to pull him back in, and that's it.
We are seeing
now their Scuttle Crab.
Oh, I think Callista's getting all in down here.
Uh-oh.
She is. They walked up for the pressure, but she did not take much damage here. A little bit of damage from the Twitch, but nothing too bad. Just zoned out from getting this tower. But I imagine on the next push, especially with Renata being able to remain down there, they're going to go ahead and secure that tower. We are seeing the Rift mid once again. There are no plates in this situation, and the Rift will not take the mid tower. Perhaps just rushing to get it down out of the idea that it might despawn. But once again, we're going to be seeing the XP go over to Fallen Cat fans here. Going to be able to take this tower. We are seeing a teleport from Ace Vendetta on the Trundle.
Oh, we got the hostile takeover.
Renata ult's going to go through.
This is going to be interesting.
The Braum passive will not be applied to the Twitch, and the Callista will go down. Aegis with a beautiful TP. Now we got some action top lane as well. We've got Ace, who we originally thought was TPing, getting collapsed on.
Oh, we got the fear.
The Whale ult is going to go completely wide. That takes away a lot of their power in this fight. And Ace was not kiting towards... Oh, just kidding. Excuse me. No, just well played. Well played.
Well played. WP.
Whale did go wide. That's okay. They didn't need it. JZ Jax.
Guess you could say he kind of threw it out of the way.
Oh boy. We are seeing a Darkseal on way as well, which is important to note, as he did walk up to get that assist for the Darkseal stacks. We're seeing no completed item on Hecarim yet, although he is very, very fed. He's probably holding a lot of gold right now. Teams are
a lot
just
of appealing
about
visuals in the mid lane.
True. He do be painting. That's what he do. He paint.
Can see the bot lane tower go down here. We might see some mid rotations here. I'm predicting something is going to go down soon right here.
This fight could go either way.
We got a
They're
blind
down
check.
A lot of their ultimates here on the Ball and Cat fan side. Akali is also getting pressured out very, very heavily. We're going to be sending the Renata in to knock up the Braum. Braum ult comes through. Edmund is in a perfect spot to get off a huge Twitch ultimate with a lot of damage.
Oh, here we go.
Completely turning this into Crayon Box's favor. Twitch is just living rent-free out here, Edmonton. Someone's got to take care of this man. He is disrespected every game, and we see this every time.
He was in fact hiding. Can confirm.
He was hiding, and he is continuing to hide. He's going to pressure this mid wave. Let the dragon go down. Top's getting heavily pressured here by the Trundle. I don't know, this is looking very in Crayon Box's favor suddenly. They are down 2 dragons, but the Twitch has most definitely come online, and I think the Kalista Renata have successfully been countered. The unfortunate thing about Kalista is that she does tend to fall off in the late game, especially when you have someone like Maokai with point and click CC to stop this Kalista from just doing whatever she wants. It's going to be very, very hard for her to perform this game. Yeah, same with the Braum. If Braum hits one ability and they're able to proc all those autos off, there's no dodging that. All you have to do is outspace it, and in that case, you're just not going to be getting any value on Kalista. So we're definitely looking at Crayon Box for a victory here. It could still go either way, but like I said, the Kalista's in a rough spot. You see Kalista overextending again here. Renata with very, very good peel.
Bailout.
Out
Or hostile takeover.
hostile takeover. Not getting a ton of value from it, but it is good peel.
Oh, we're going all in.
The Akali's definitely going to live here as she has her R2 still available.
That's -2 ults.
Now,
But we are going to see the Rip Herald come out.
We are, and I'm curious to see if we get a Hui moment
Twitch
here,
is
because he
hiding.
does have ultimate up. He can ultimate into EE. Hecarim's going to be sending it in with the ultimate. He's going to get rooted by the Maokai. Hecarim ult coming through. Hui ult coming through. This is looking advantageous.
There's a lot of stuff happening. Oh, we got a Twitch double kill.
But Twitch is still unaddressed. Trundle is running them down. Twitch is ready to get in there. He's ghosting in, dodging the Hui passive. And we think Trundle's going to get out scot-free here too. We do have a little bit of peel from the Twitch, and he's going to go down to the Hui QW. Ladies and gentlemen, they are turning that. That's a massive shutdown for Hui, and you do not want to see that. This champion scales into oblivion.
Very impressive. I'm curious to see how they are going to end up dealing with that Twitch when that Gensu's comes online. Because I've just seen that he has, in fact, put that in his pocket.
They most definitely have, but at this point, Hui just picked up a couple of big shutdowns here. So there's a really good chance that he's able to pop off in these fights and zone the Twitch enough to where he's not comfortable autoing where he needs to. We're really going to have to see some creative play from the Twitch here, taking those side angles, taking those flanks, and waiting for the Hui cooldowns to be utilized before he goes in. He has to think about the Hecarim ult, he has to think about the Renata ult, and he has to think about the Malphite ult. So he is a little bit stressed out in a lot of these fights. He does have Flash for the following Baron fight, and it looks like the space may end up actually going over to Crayon Box here, as they do have mid lane local. Jungler is clearing bottom to top, but we already have the Crayon Box jungler making his way over to Baron with that good vision in order to make the space. We'll go ahead and look at the blue team's vision here. So as you can see, completely in the dark for Team Ball and Cat fans. They're going to have to make something happen here, or they're going to have to give away this Baron, because we know that Crayon Box will just straight run for that Baron and take the advantage while they have it. Looking at the
I hope this Twitch has been watching some Rad IRL, because we are going to need to see some top shelf space gliding to get him out of this one. Oh, we're going to see the Twitch ult come out here. Brom's going to run in, get the stun. Ooh-wee!
That's a shutdown for Twitch.
The Twitch ult and the Maokai ult come out, but Brom is still locked in with that ultimate for this Baron. If that's what they're going for, I can't tell.
I'm going to go ahead and assume that this goes to Crayon Box.
Ooh, we got a bit of a 3v4 situation in this lane. Oh boy.
By the Braum is able to cleanse that very quickly.
Ooh,
Twitch
hostile takeover.
Twitch is able to take down the Hecarim here.
Ooh, the fail flash by the Renata. You hate to see that. Couldn't quite get over the wall. And this Baron is going bye-bye.
We do still have the Maokai ultimate, but Luton is far too low to get in and do what she wants to do. I'm not sure if the Malphite ult is going to net them much here, especially if he gets Braum stunned into Blade of the Ruined King Twitch melted. Braum finishes off a kill with the Q. Luton's kiting away towards the enemy side. He's going to end up executing here, leaving a lot of time for the enemy team to do what they want to do. Crayon Box is liking the way it's looking right now, that's for sure.
This is looking very terrifying for Ball and Cat fans right here. This is not going to be an ideal situation with Twitch coming online. The second he gets that third item, it's going to be a little scary. Way's going to have to do Way things, you know what I mean?
He is. I mean,
I hope you know what I mean, because I don't know what I mean.
I'm thinking.
Still don't know what he
I'm
does.
thinking there's no way they win this game, but I know that they're going to try their best. And it's been a valiant effort so far. I imagine there's a little bit of a demoralization there from their team as well after having lost with a DC on their team. Although, I got to be honest, we can't predict what would have happened if he didn't DC, but with the state of the game and the way that Luton ended up getting picked in that early game, or in that late game fight there, it looks like the victory was going to go to Crown Box regardless, but we never know. We won't say they were supposed to lose.
Oh, we're going to see a TP on this dragon here.
We're seeing a TP. We're seeing Crown Box. Or, sorry, we're seeing Ball and Cat fans take out this dragon immediately, looking to snowball this lead with the Baron in the mid lane on the Crown Box side. Excuse me.
Looks like we're trading dragon for inhibitor turret here.
Very big Way ultimate. That is a lot of damage coming out from the Way passive as well.
Uh-oh.
The Kali is going to be able to escape with their flash. Flitch is going to peel with the ultimate. Hecarim is really, really trying to get in. Akali's going to send it back in onto the Hecarim.
Oh
Dodge the
my
Way,
god.
QQ. Malphite ult comes in perhaps a little bit too late.
Twitch goes down. Oh, and we're going to see Braum not die to chickens. Nice. We're seeing a lot of pressure on the Nexus here. This just
Ace
might
is
flat out
ending
be
the
it.
game. Ace said, we're done. You guys chase all you want. I'm Trundle. I'm biting this Nexus. Can they take
Silver
him
Scrapes?
down? He is actually
Unbelievable, and
ending
the game's going to end
He is actually
to
ending the
lethal
game.
tempo Trundle.
They had a chance. Way popped off in that fight. They did a lot of damage and were able to secure a couple of kills onto Crayon Box there. But it looks like Crayon Box is actually going to take the victory here in this best of 3, 2-0. Very, very close games. Both ended by somewhat of a backdoor scenario.
Trundle right-clicked that Nexus and went to the bathroom, and Trundle said, I'll take it from here, brother. Was smacking that Nexus around.
He did. Well, very, very well played by both teams. And it is worth mentioning once more, these were the winners bracket games. So even though, gosh, why do I always forget Ball and Cat's name? You guys have a weird name. As far as I understand, Ball and Cat's 43 is a TikTok account, right? And they post memes. I think they are just fans of that TikTok account. So that's,
Yeah, and they're fans of Ball and Cat.
yeah, I guess so. So Ball and Cat 43 has been eliminated from the winners bracket, but not eliminated from the whole tournament. They will now be in the losers bracket, and they will be going against the winners of our following matches of the 2 losers bracket teams next weekend on Saturday, and we will see how that goes. Thank you all for participating. We still have one more best of 3 to go. We're about to get into the Sips for Scuttle versus the Droggernauts. I'm going to go ahead and take a second here. Tyler, if you don't mind taking the floor, I got to make sure everyone's ready. Got to get this draft ready, the lobby, all the good stuff. What do you think about those games?
No problem. Man, I was just about to mention, these last 2 games were very interesting. You see them, like, it's 2 games that you didn't think they were going to end the way they ended. You expect at least 2 to 3 team fights extra before the game ends in the way it does, but we just see 2 Nexus overtakes off of what looks like was going to be an ace, but it just ended up being, what, 2 picks right there at the end? They get 2 picks, and Trundle's just like, hey, baby, looks like free real estate to me, and just Trundle just sends it down the top lane. Takes the Nexus in a 1v4, 1v5 scenario. Doesn't care. We chomp all day. That is Trundle Gaming right there. Not sure if he quite had the Hull Breaker yet. Hull Breaker could have contributed to that. If he did have the Hull Breaker, God bless the team at that point, unless they just send at least 2 people to stop that man. But, regardless, Trundle's going to take the game right there. And then the game before that, I'm not quite sure who ended the game. I'd have to go re-review that. If anybody in chat remembers, we had the Melio DC, and then we had, who came top lane and finished that? I think it was the Trundle again, wasn't it? Was that the double Trundle angle right there?
Yone last game was the one who ended the game.
Yone, that's right. So Yone with the Hull Breaker sent it down either mid or top lane, and also smashed the Nexus clean in half. If you give them just an inch, they'll take a mile. It's crazy how fast they'll end these games. I don't even see games end that quickly in solo queue. You just don't expect to lose right there. It's hard to see it coming, but a very, very impressive, like, utilization of knowing when to go down that lane and knowing when you're not going to be contested, or if you are going to be contested, just knowing that they do not have lethal on you and you're just going to send it. Everything you got at that Nexus. Very impressive. While we got this downtime, I want to see some people typing in chat what they've been doing today, what kind of games they're playing, something. Give me anything. We need content. Give me some content. I've got a Coca-Cola and a bowl of chicken nuggets here, and that's not going to cut it. Need some help here.
All right, we have Ray picked tails, and we have rolled heads again. I feel like we have rolled heads every single time, but it is what it is. First
Weighted
pick
coin.
of side selection is going to go to the Druggernauts. Let me go ahead and let the Druggernauts captain know.
Awesome team name, Druggernauts.
I want to say it's a reference to D&D, but I don't know for sure. We'll have to ask the captain about that one.
Team could just be on steroids. It might just be Druggernauts. You never know. They only play tanks.
Give us just a moment, guys. Coin flip's done. I let the captain know that they got side selection, but sometimes they want to elaborate with their team. Okay. They're going to be choosing blue side, so we're going to have Druggernauts on blue side.
Guys, if you haven't already, remember to follow the stream. We are at a 80 follower goal, and we only have 46 followers to goal to reach the goal. So, if you haven't already, please drop a follow. Help a streamer out.
Thank you, sir. Get us some viewership on this February tournament.
The February tournament's going to be a banger. An absolute banger.
It absolutely is. There's going to be double the teams. I don't want to take away from the excitement of this tournament, though. This has been very, very fun. And I appreciate all of you that have showed up and suited up to play these games. Okay, spectate link getting into the lobby. And I will be sending you that as well.
All right. We take those.
Oh no, I put DNG. Please forgive me. It's supposed to be DGN. Streamer
A
is
slight
trolling.
name debuff.
Yeah, the streamer is trolling. It is what it is. Alright. Ray, I know you're in here. Close the stream. Or else.
Get the hell out of here. I have the FBI on their way right now to your location, ready to cut the internet.
Yep, I'm at your front door, looking in your window, making sure the stream's not open. Please do not cheat. Alright, let's take a look at the lobby. Make sure we got everyone ready.
Now, what do you think we're going to have for bans this time? Surely it's not going to be a copy-paste.
This time I'm not too sure. They have a lot of really, really strong players on both these teams. We are in the losers bracket games, but don't underestimate these teams. There's no password. Let me just invite him in. Okay. Of course, the standard League of Legends client is having some issues, so we have some people out here restarting, but it is what it is. This is what we expect.
This is an indie company, guys. Just have patience. It's an indie developed company. They just quite haven't got that client down since 2010, 2009.
Absolutely. And it is 4 p.m. on a Sunday, so it's only right to begin the drinking game of every time I say it is what it is. Take a shot. Okay. we got Ice Face in here, and we are just waiting on nobody. Everyone's ready. So let's get this draft started.
All right. What's that? Oh, okay. I've just got confirmation that the guy they have working on their client at Riot HQ has been fed in the basement. So he has just received lunch. So he should be working overtime to fix these client issues.
Perfect. That's what we were hoping for. Too bad it's not going to make a difference because the client's just eternally broken. Maybe we'll get a League of Legends 2 one day. Who knows?
He might be missing lunch for that one. Oh, we are going to see the Lulu band fly out the gate.
That is a
We have
straight
got
shot to my...
the Panda Queen getting
Yes.
target banned because she plays a champion I hate more than life itself, and that is Lux, Morgana, and Lulu.
And she is very clean on them too. Lots of lane dominance whenever she picks the Lulu. She is not afraid to walk up and send the picks at you. That's for sure.
Is it
Seeing
Pixies or it didn't happen?
Alistar band coming out. We know that Rubik's McCubix is an Alistar player. Assuming that everyone
Just
is still on the
confirmed.
same rules as they should be. The rules should not have changed. If they were, I should have been notified. But there's a little bit of grace here. It's okay. The Riven band coming out from DGN, that is targeted towards their top lane player, Agu. He is a very talented Riven player. Scary to go against. And this is a hard one because I actually know a lot of people from both of these teams. I'm good friends with them. And of course, my lovely lady is on Sims for Scuttle. So I'm definitely rooting for both teams to win. Obviously, I'm a little more favored towards Sims for Scuttle. But I love both of these teams. And unfortunately, one team will be eliminated after this series. So we're going to see what happens. Seeing the Syndra band come out, that's targeted to Neo. Seeing the Kayn
Kanye
band
West
come
out of there.
as well. The Master Yi and the Kayn. The DGN jungler seems to be a pretty solo carry oriented player. He likes to play those things that can get in and do everything themselves and really, really kind of take over the game just through pure mechanical skill and game sense.
Interesting
So
first pick.
we are seeing the Vayne verse pick from DGN. I don't think Vayne is a very blindable champion. That's very, very risky to do. So I'm curious to see what kind of oppressive lane the bot lane is going to pick from Sims for Scuttle to address that. Lux is definitely something.
There it is.
And here it comes. Lux Ashe into Vayne. Yeah, that's going to be a tough one. That's going to be a real tough one for DGN.
Vayne, I hope you like not moving. I'd get your Facebook ready. You're going to be checking it quite a bit. You ain't going to be moving a lot.
Absolutely. I'm expecting to see Emilio here, or even a Braum perhaps. Something that can peel the Vayne very reliably. But we're going to have to see how they're going to negate this. They could also get away with potentially running a mage of their own, maybe a Xerath or a Brand. They are very in danger against the Lux Ashe, but if they're able to get off a good enough combo, it could be okay. We are seeing the Soraka, which does fall under this category of being able to protect the Vayne during the laning phase and kind of negate a lot of the poke damage that the Lux and Ashe are going to be bringing out.
It's the all-in I'm worried about.
Absolutely. I imagine we'll be seeing a cleanse on the Vayne here as they are against Ashe Lux. Not bringing cleanse would be quite a mistake, I believe. Unless they're very confident in the laning phase and they do opt for the Ghost instead. That's always going to be a possibility.
And we see the most mechanically inclined champion in League of Legends get locked in. We are seeing Malzahar in the mid lane, allegedly.
This is true. Very, very neutral pick. Good at stabilizing lanes, keeping wave shoved out, and locking down any of the scary targets that we see. And we are seeing Neo on Sims for Scuttle picking up his Yone. This is one of his mains, probably his most played champion of all time. So we are going to see a lot of clean Yone gameplay here into the Malzahar. I think that Yone is really good into Malzahar as well. Malzahar does not have a lot of answers to Yone in the laning phase, besides the ultimate and kind of those later game team fights. But if those Yone ults are coming from out of vision, there's not really too much you can do to stop it.
I think we're about to see some target bans for the junglers in the top lane here. Let's see what gets knocked out. We're going to see Bel'Veth get deleted. Goodbye. Two very hyper carry champions. It seems like their jungler plays hyper carries, apparently.
He does, absolutely.
Oh, we're going to see the Aatrox ban. Hits me right where it hurts. That's one of my favorite champions to play in the top lane.
Yep, and Agu is very talented on Aatrox as well. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a Jace top pick here.
We're
He's been
seeing the
playing a lot of
Ornn.
Jace.
take his own banhammer to the top lane. Possibly. It is being hovered. Not confirmed quite yet. Oh, yep, there he goes. Bye-bye, Orn. No upgrades for you, sonny boy. See the last ban roll out, and it is the Rumble ban. Let's see if Dayton's prediction is correct on this Jace. I want to see it. Jace is an extremely annoying laner.
There's a chance we get the Malphite here, too. I'm not going to lie to you. We know Malphite's not the most mechanically expressive champion, but it does fit into their comp pretty well. And we were seeing Garen Darius hovered. And guys, I'll let you in on a little bit of secret. This is not their top laner pick. This is their jungler. He does play Darius and Garen jungle, and it's terrifying. He did end up going for the Sejuani here.
Alright, Malphite is in there. What do we have for the blue side jungle?
DGN is picking away this Malphite. I'm not sure if the Jace pick is going to be the move here. I am curious
Guinevere. We've got the scissor lady herself, Gwen, in the top lane.
We do indeed, and this is going to be a little bit tough for the jungle.
No,
to
wait a
perform
minute.
Here, I think.
Is that Gwen in the jungle?
It is Gwen jungle, yes. I would say so.
Okay.
I do find
I want
it
to see
hard
those
for
votes
Gwen
in
to
chat.
participate here.
What team composition y'all think's gonna win this one? Blue for DNG, SS for red. I want to see some votes here. See if anybody has any biases here. Camille versus Malphite. That should not be that fun of a matchup for Malphite.
Not at all. I believe that's heavily Camille favored, but I could be wrong.
Okay, see a red in chat. We got a SS.
Okay, messages coming out in the lobby. Should be starting now. And we'll go ahead and move the client over just to confirm that we are seeing a Gwen jungle. And we're seeing a Malzahar top, guys. We're seeing a Malzahar top. That's not what I expected. And I don't think that that's what Agu was expecting either when they saw that Malzahar locked in. Because we know that Iceface plays Malzahar as well. So they definitely flex picked that one in order to kind of bait out the matchups here. So everything has changed off of this as far as the laning phase goes. Yone into Malphite is not bad, but Yone's definitely going to have a hard time actually taking this guy down just due to the E, due to the shield passive. Malphite is tough to take down. And you know the classic, if Yone goes in for the trade with the E when Malphite's 6 and his jungler's chilling nearby, he's going to ult you as soon as you get back to your body, and you're done for. Nothing you can do about that. Malphite ult will block the Yone ult for the escape. Gonna see how this goes.
At that point, it is Alt F4. That is your only option.
Very, very interesting picks here. I was not expecting this at all. They got really creative with this one. And I think
They juked us in Champ Select.
the Malzahar should be fine into the Camille as well, because the silence can be very oppressive to the comp as that Camille wants to execute, as well as the ultimate. You can just kind of stop her whenever he wants.
I think we're going to be seeing the ultimate fly out when Camille's ult flies out, and that gate's going to drop before Malzahar's even halfway done with his ult.
And the 3-minute spectator delay has begun.
We can take this time to talk about the previous matches. So Dayton, what did you think about the double backdoor?
It was pretty
Game
crazy.
enders.
It definitely shows how powerful it can be to act as a distraction during those really hectic fights. I was just really excited to see the Hwei pick, but unfortunately did not work in their favor. But like I said, they're not eliminated. They're just in the losers bracket now as far as, what's their name? Ball and Cat fans. But,
I want to ask, what do you think about the Hull Breaker item in itself? You think that's a balanced item?
I don't know how much I have to say about the balance of the item, but obviously it is changed for next season. It doesn't do quite the same thing. I don't really know the details on it. I understand why Riot added it in the game, but I feel like maybe some champion reworks were in line to allow them to be more adaptable to split pushing and side laning. But it is kind of strange that they just kind of full sent an item exclusively for split pushing and discouraging you from grouping with your team. It's very, very strange. I don't know. A lot of people say the item's bad. A lot of people say the item's good. The item is built very often, so I don't know why we'd say it's bad. But
Yeah, if you're seeing your mid laners pick it, that's a bit of a red flag for me.
yeah, I agree with that. I am excited to see it go. It's very annoying to play against, especially when they have something like a Trundle or a Yone or even on like Aurelia Fiora. It's a very annoying champion on those, or a very annoying item on those champions as well. So we'll see if any hull breakers get built this game. Not likely. We do have a Yone, but as far as I understand, Neil likes to group up with his team, and especially with this team comp that they have, I think they're pretty solid in the 5v5s. They have a lot of good answers for Vayne. They are probably going to be fine against the Malphite ult. They really have to respect the Gwen and the Malphite moving together, though. So, we'll definitely
So what do
see
you
how this
think the
goes.
win condition is going to be for SS here?
Sims for Scuttle most definitely need to engage the fights without the Malphite or the Gwen nearby, or they just need to play their spacing properly to where Gwen and Malphite can't combo together. But regardless of that, if they're able to peel well enough and eliminate the Gwen and Malphite beforehand, then they should be fine in these 5v5 fights. And I think their bot lane is going to be so dominant against the Vayne Soraka that I wouldn't really worry about Vayne getting out of control too early. So as long as that they get really, really good priority over the objectives, more so the Dragon and the Baron, in the first 20 minutes of the game, then I think they can snowball a lead kind of past the point where Juggernauts actually have anything. Because if you look at the team Juggernauts, they have Malzahar. And as good of a champion as I think Malzahar is, he does not excel in very good damage, if that makes sense, in team fights. It's very single target. The Q is AoE, sure, but I don't know. They don't have a lot of backline peel necessarily. They do have the Soraka, but the Gwen and the Malphite want to go in. The Malzahar, Vayne, Soraka don't necessarily want to go in.
Right, correct.
So I'm not too sure how this draft is going to work out for them. I do think that this draft is in favor of Sims for Scuttle, but we're going to see.
We are on Summoner's Rift. We didn't get quite a skin rundown, but we had some cool skins come out, like the Cosmic Lux. I'm always a big fan of the Cosmic line.
We are seeing this brand new skin as well on the Camille, if I can zoom in properly.
Now, do we have any invade predictions?
I think we're probably just going to
We
see
do have
the
Lux.
standard vision line here. We're seeing Sims for Scuttle walk together, kind of a protective group. We saw them do this last time where they all went bot side, but they didn't invade. Doozle is aware of the invade, so he's going to back off, let everyone know. Rubik's McCubix is going to drop his ward as well.
SS is not aware that they just walked over a ward, and they are full send into that red side.
I would say that the level 1 advantage is most definitely on the Sims for Scuttle side here. They have a way stronger level 1 than Juggernauts do. So they're very, very confident to walk in there despite being on vision. And then they're going to exit through the Pixel Brush side. And we'll see what happens. Now, one thing I noticed is going to be very important is that early game, their bot lane's not going to have any wards. Their ADC and their support both use their wards at the same time. So they're going to have to wait a little bit on that cooldown.
That could be susceptible to some punishment.
It could indeed. Now, I'm going to make the prediction now. The only matchup I think that could be volatile as far as solo kills goes is going to be in the bot lane. I think top lane has a chance to kill the Malzahar, but as long as the spacing is done correctly, I don't really see a need for Malzahar to die when he can space haze the wave and walk away. But we'll see. My point here is I don't think there's going to be a lot of solo kills in these lanes. I think this is going to be a very slow, drawn-out game where both teams are allowed to scale, and we really get to see how they perform in these team fights.
Yone definitely going to be falling asleep in the mid lane until we see that mana bar from Malphite go down. He's already thrown 2 to 3 cheese wheels, and half his mana is already gone. You can see the E come out, or the Q from Lux there. Little poke action. Getting some stacks on that Spell Thief, always good.
We are seeing the level 2 advantage on the top lane here, not getting too much opportunity out of it because of how far Malzahar is allowed to play in the back. And he can safely cut down on these waves with his melee visions here.
We're going to see Panda Queen use that bush so effectively, it almost keeps them an extra 5 feet back from their wave. They do not want to get caught by a snare.
It really does, that bush positioning being hidden, especially without having any wards in the bot side to ward those brushes. They have no priority over their own lane already just because of the 2 wards that they put down. Now, I'm not going to pretend like they would have had priority anyways with the wards, because, I mean, look at this matchup. Vayne Soraka versus Lux Lulu. Soraka is definitely going to be able to negate a lot of the poke damage here, but at the end of the day,
Soraka herself is going to have to avoid a lot of that poke damage if she wants to sustain this Vayne at all in the lane, and she's already been hit quite a bit, as we can tell. We might see a solo kill in the top lane.
Oh, the pots are ticking.
And the Camille's going to take the first blood with Ignite, leave with double buffs, but we're going to re-engage here. Yone with the E.
Oh, we're seeing some
Oh,
fantastic
we can see Malphite flash.
execution.
Oh, and Camille with another 300 gold. This is going to be an insane lane lead for this Camille.
It most definitely is, and the Malzahar has got to be very, very afraid of this situation now. This results from the priority that she's been able to get in the top lane by playing in a volatile matchup such as this.
Camille is going to be hook-shotting back into lane with double buffs. There's going to be a lot of harassment coming Malzahar's way. He's going to have to play that real slow now.
Most definitely is, and we'll take a look at the wave state. He's got to get this wave crashed. This cannon wave crashed before Camille gets back. And there's a chance that he's just a little bit slow on this because his Void
Camille might hook shot past that tower.
Yeah, we'll see. It looks like he will be able to get it in time. What's happening here?
Uh-oh, we might see another kill in the mid lane.
Making a lot of really, really good early
aggressive with
plays.
the snare!
Augustus is going to go down. Augustus 0-2, I believe. Just getting run over in his own jungle.
Panda Queen hitting the beautiful snare, ensuring the demise
Gwen
of
was
Sejuani.
not immune. That's all
Or
I
not
noticed.
Sejuani.
Gwen was not immune.
In fact, was not immune. Very immune, as a matter of fact. Very immune.
She was immune. She was absolutely immune in that situation. We're seeing the ghost come out from Snake. Not afraid at all
Oh,
to punish
we're going to see
their bot lane
Soraka
for overextending. They
patch
cannot get the
1.8
wave
rundown
in.
right here.
And this is absolutely going to be a kill for Snake. Even more damage onto Doozle, maybe. No, that's okay. And look at the wave state for Sims for Scuttle bot lane here. They have no reason to push this out. I think they may do it anyways. But if they keep the wave in this spot exactly, then they can actually deny much more CS from the Vayne. They could hold a freeze and just keep them from playing the game. But it looks like
they're going to choose the hard shove it here.
I think the logic behind this one is they want to reset so they can continue to get priority over this dragon. They can come back, push one more time. They don't have a huge wave to cut through on their way back. And then they can just go immediately for that dragon priority because Sejuani will end up being at an XP and level lead as she paths top side, actually. I was expecting a bot side tapping here. So that
SS with a terrifying 2k gold lead in the first 5 minutes of the video game. This is going to be very terrifying.
And then Fish has been Cho'Gath ulted on a basic ability. As you can see, half of his HP is gone from one trade.
Very gone.
The Ice Face playing
a
pretty
little bit of a trade
aggressively
in the
for
mid.
the Grasp procs. Will tank the Q3. I don't think Malphite's too scared here. He's trying to get Yone as low as he can in order to prevent this Dragon Snowball. And once again, we're seeing Agu with the top priority just walking into the jungle. And Fish is level 6, so he's not going to be able to answer with his ultimate. He does see the rotation there, so he backs off. Still a lot of pressure, stressing the Gwen out. Making her fully aware that this crab will be contested. Her topside
Making her
cancel
forget all about that dragon that's about to go down.
She's coming back into the Gwen.
Uh-oh. See an engagement here. Gonna make it out, but now they are 100% not gonna be able to respond to that dragon. Oh, we're gonna see the ult come out from Malzahar. Crop reset. That's so tragic.
Wasting a lot of
All
Aegis
Gwen
this
wants
time.
is grab. Oh goodness. Oh, we're gonna see the
getting
Malphite rotate.
collapsed on, but the Malphite is level 5, so Agu's gonna be able to get out of here scot-free. A flash silence from the Fish is gonna go a little bit wide, and Agu's gonna make it out right back into a beautifully slow pushing wave. There's a chance that Fish is able to crash this, but he is not able to get there in time actually, so lots of minions, lots of golden XP, absolutely nothing lost by the Camille there. Very, very well played to her.
A little too much time, too much stuff happening to pan over, but just so chat's aware, the Ocean Drag did go down into SS's favor, so we're going to see a little bit more sustain in this laning phase.
Absolutely, just beautiful priority from all lanes here. This is exactly what I was hoping to see, is just this early game dominance. And poor Adrius is just getting heavily pressured in his jungle due to the nature of the top lane matchup.
We got Floor Rooster in the chat. Camille cannot clear Mal's creeps, so don't see a solo kill coming out of that lane. How wrong you were, my friend. And he said, NVM, not Lick Window, game's over. We got Camille being a very terrifying presence in the top lane now. Soraka just catching all of those Ashe Qs. It is not looking good. It's going to be very hard for her to keep that Vayne topped off in the laning phase. We're going to see a hawk shot come out across the jungle.
It's looking like the Herald is going to go down here as well. Give Me Scuttle can actually just go ahead and start soloing this. He has amazing priority mid. We know how the top lane matchup is going. We know that Malzahar has no ultimate as well. And Camille still has ult ignite, as well as a level lead and an item lead. We'll go ahead and click the items here. Camille rushing Merc Treads as expected against the Malzahar. Kind of negate some of the damage from the Malefic Visions and the Malzahar ult. The Sheen, which is pretty standard. And of course we have Gwen looking pretty behind, unfortunately.
Ashe and Lux just able to farm these tower plates all day. Gonna see no resistance anywhere.
We're actually seeing some really heavy trading in the mid lane, which is scary for Neo.
Oh, we're gonna see the Malphite ult come out here.
We could see a solo kill. He's gonna flash out of the Yone ultimate because the shield gave Yone a little bit too much sustain. Being able to stack up that lethal tempo would have been bad news for him. We're gonna see the Malzahar
ult come out. Sejuani ult out.
The Merc Tread's getting a lot of value here. Gonna ult onto the Gwen, but the Gwen is sustaining a lot from the Soraka ultimate. This is looking very, very turnable.
Gwen is gonna secure the kill. Soraka ult did come out during that fight. Gwen's gonna secure the double kill now. This puts Gwen back in a very good position in the jungle.
It really
If you didn't
does.
see earlier, she got harassed at that Gromp for a solid minute there, so this puts her back in the game fairly good now.
Now she gets to relish in the victory of clearing her Gromp uncontested. And they could actually potentially go for a Herald play here. It looks like they're going to decide against it. I am surprised to not see Simster Scuttle go for that Herald play a little bit earlier when they knew the Malzahar ultimate was down and they had as much prio as they did. But we did see a lot of heavy trading on the Yone in the mid lane. A little bit of disrespect against the Malphite. Having to blow the Yone ult and ending that trade.
Another hawk shot. Fly out.
Yeah, lots of hawk shots coming out. More plates going to the bot lane.
They know Gwen is not down on that red side, so they are just continuing their unrelentless assault on that tower and farming its plates.
Now we are
The
seeing
SS bot lane very ahead.
They are indeed, and we're actually seeing a very significant gold lead for being this early in the game. We're about 2,000 gold up on Simster Scuttle's side. However, Gwen has all of the gold for Dragonauts, which is usually a good sign because Adrius is very, very good at playing these solo carry champions, as we said, and Gwen definitely fits into that category of being able to just kind of go in and melt everyone with the ult, lots of AoE damage, and if Malphite lanes a big ult on top of that, there's a really good chance that Simster Scuttle aren't really able to answer that.
Malphite harassing this Yone. Uh-oh, we're going to see a rotation, and Malphite's going to go down here. Who's going to get this kill? It's going to go straight to the Ashe.
Yes, sir.
Camille deleting half of Malzahar's health for existing.
She can't look for the dive here because Malzahar does have ult back up again, and that's a guaranteed death trying to dive Malzahar after tanking turret aggro. So she's just going to crash the wave. They might look to get some more vision over the Herald here. Still going to be getting those heavy trades in. And let's look at this group that we have going on in the bot lane. It looks like they're threatening to dive the Soraka and the Vayne. Soraka does not have ult at the moment, but the Soraka silence can most definitely make the dives a little bit scary. And the wave wasn't quite big enough either, so they're going to opt away from the dive, and it looks like they're going to try and play off the bounce with...
Looks like we got Sejuani with a lane gank.
Yeah, Give Me Scuttle is going to try and get this gank off. Now, seems to be a miscommunication here as Give Me Scuttle is playing for the lane gank, but Snake is actually pushing the wave in instead of letting it bounce and forcing the Vayne Soraka to come out. So they'll just go ahead and take this priority that they gained from getting the wave in safely and take over this dragon. We also do see that the Rift Herald went to Gwen as well, so trading objectives here. Obviously the dragon is a bit more beneficial for Simster Scuttle here, just because of how dominant their top and mid lane are, sorry. Not going to get too much value from the Herald here. Don't think they're going to be diving Simster Scuttle's bot lane anytime soon, so I'll see what they can do with the Herald, but at the end of the day, the dragon is definitely going to be in favor for Simster Scuttle, as they already have one dragon point already. So we'll see how this goes. Definitely curious to see if Sims for Scuttle will continue to play this priority game. They have 3 winning lanes.
We got Gwen in the bot side down here. We might see something go off right here if she's not on vision.
Can indeed. Oh,
We have
Snake has been
Sejuani
shut
also
down.
rotating to the bot side. Uh-oh.
And it looks like Panda's going to go down to Doozle here as well. Might give to Gwen. They are going to give to Gwen.
Yep.
Gwen is very, very scary looking right now. Shout out to Adrius for keeping a strong mental, playing the game as he should, and understanding all I need is a few kills to get back into the game.
This is going to be the Camille Gwen showdown.
We'll see if Gwen is immune, that's for sure.
Might be very immune, may not be. We'll see. Gonna be a lot of cages going up in that 1v1. Oh, we're gonna see the hook shot across the. What the hell was that health bar deletion? Unbelievable damage from the Camille.
On cue. Very, very well played. I wish we got to see what happened in the bot lane.
Ooh,
Gwen is going to give the shutdown to the Ashe, although he did net the tower out of this.
A little bit of an ambitious engage there. Ashe is going to enjoy that shutdown. Malzahar fighting for his life down here. We might see the dive come out on the Malzahar. He has lost his spell shield. He has no mana. This is looking very bad. See the ult come out.
He is not able to survive.
Camille with another plus 300.
Malzahar top.
It's a very rough lane.
The Argonauts is able to pick up some gold bot lane for their Gwen, as well as for their team by getting that tower, but it looks like the priority is just too strong with having these 3 winning lanes, so they were able to capitalize everywhere else. Especially with the Gwen dying to the Ashe there, giving away that shutdown is very, very scary for the Argonauts here. Now, Gwen is in a favorable position. She has no ultimate here. She will be able to actually take out the Gwen here with an EQ. The E was on cooldown, I suppose. Sending it in very deeply. Yone taking a lot of damage. Gwen ult is still down, so they won't be able to net anything from this. Adrius actually might die.
Oh, Gwen
here.
going for a full sin.
No, the Ashe slow is going to render it very, very difficult for Adrius to get out. So Adrius is going to go down here. We're seeing a lot of the gold difference, resulting in some good kills for Sims for Scuttle here.
I think the Gwen got, yet again, a little bit too ambitious and diving deep into the front line. May have been some miscommunication there to engage, and it looks like he was the only one that went deep.
He was indeed, and there was just not enough vision in order to warrant that, unfortunately. So he did end up paying for that one. He has no ghost. He had no ult during that fight. If he had ult for that fight, it goes very, very differently. I think that was a big lead for DGN. If the Gwen had ultimate for that fight, I think she would have been able to just easily ace everybody. Now Snake asserting his dominance mid all by himself. And Agu is in a more than comfortable position to match this Malphite as well. Looks like Snake is just going to straight up go for the solo kill here. Gonna flash in. Soraka ult comes through.
Ult.
The Vayne invisibility.
Oh, we're switching targets.
Getting him a little messed up here.
Oh!
Ooh, that is a kill.
We switched targets a few times in that fight.
For Doozle. Doozle's actually in a really, really good spot here on the Vayne, and Agu's actually going to get killed by the Malphite engage. She is going to take out the Malphite with a very well-timed ultimate, but she won't be able to survive the Gwen here.
Still impressive to come back from a 1v2 deficit like that. Still come out with the kill. Malphite did ult there. But Gwen is going to ultimately get the shutdown.
Seeing some good rotations back mid. Good priority on getting that tower while DGN is resetting. And Yone is going to have no problem taking this tower over. All he has to do is clear the wave, use his E, walk up and out of the tower. If he gets Malzahar ulted, it doesn't really matter. He's not going to die in one shot to the Malzahar as long as he doesn't begin taking tower before he starts autoing the tower. So should be in a good spot.
He can just echo ult out every 10 seconds.
He might go for the all-in here. He is under tower. Fish was almost able to get that ultimate off and would have resulted in a solo kill.
With Yone's E gone here, this is risky. This is very risky. Oh, nope, just kidding. We're Yone. We do things.
Take over there.
Okay, that dude wants to play the video game. He's been sitting still forever, and he's out of there. Goodbye, Soraka.
Sejuani ult. Going into the Soraka. A little bit out of position there.
I believe he caught, what did he catch there? Did he catch Ash Arrow and Sejuani ult, or did he catch the Lux Root in the Sejuani ult?
All three, it looks like.
Okay. Very unfortunate. Yone
Neo
going for
gonna be
the.
going for the trace, taking a lot
Oh
of tower
my
damage. And Vayne
god.
with her passive is gonna be able to actually pick up this kill easily.
Ooh wee!
Very, very disrespectful against the Vayne there. The Vayne actually has a lot of the gold on the Dragonauts team, so very, very risky
That
to try
man
and
was-
go for a Q3 when it's so dodgeable like that.
Don't think that Yone was expecting that much damage from that static shiv there, but I mean it did get nerfed 5 times in a row, so it is an item. I'm gonna see blue buff juking in and out of vision here.
And we do see Dragonauts starting the Rift Herald. It's going to be uncontested. They're going to be able to pick this one up again. Curious to see where they put this down. Panda Queen trying for the steal. And we're gonna
Honestly, out of vision, that
restabilize.
was not a terrible Lux ult. Like, I mean, a second and a half later, and she actually stood a chance to take that,
She
but she
did.
couldn't see it.
She absolutely did.
Okay, mid lane, we're gonna see some Camille flying over the wall action
Ooh,
here.
and a beautiful
Uh-oh.
Ash Arrow. taking the
Beautiful
flash
cleanse.
from Doozle here, and he's going to go down. That shutdown is
Still
granted
gonna
to
go
the
down.
Yone, which is very scary. Don't want to see that. Malphite not going to be able to ult out because of
Oh
the ult.
no! An unfortunate teleport for Malphite. Teleport and ultimate goes down.
Lux ult coming
Yeah.
through there, hard committing onto Adrius here. Gwen is immune. But
Does the
Gwen
Ash Arrow
is
come
dead.
out?
Very well played by Simps for Scuttle, understanding the significant gold lead that they have, understanding that their comp is very, very good if Adrius ever missteps at all or can't get off the flank that he wants to. So they're just going to walk into their base and take what's theirs.
Gonna see the inhib tower, possibly the inhib go down here. Camille is rotating back to her lane though, so we'll see if we see the inhib go down here. We do have Vayne up. Nope, they are going to walk away. Very smart move.
Taking the jungle on their way out, as expected. This is how you snowball your leads. Take some of their base, take some of their jungle. Giving it over to Lux, as expected. They're going to be able to get a nice little reset off, and then we're going to look at the Baron, as it's the next spawning objective. Let's go ahead and switch up the visions here. Look at Red Vision. It is very, very dominant over the Baron pit here. They do have a ward expiring soon, and it looks like Dragonauts are going to have their chance during the resets to come in and clear out that vision. We'll see if they choose to do so. We're looking at blue side. Baron has one ward there in the middle of the river, and they also have a very, very good ward at their jungle entrance, and Adrius is watching the other side. So they're going to try and pick them with the bot lane here. I think this is very, very well played and strategized by DGN. Although Adrius is sending it way too deep against this Yone, who could definitely still bring out the solo.
Oh, he's gonna
kill
target the
despite
2-man
Soraka.
ult. Oh, into the Lux ult.
Beautiful Lux ult into the Yone ult.
Yone double kill.
Trading 2 for 1 there, very, very good. 2 ultimates down on the Sims for Scuttle side, but 2 ultimates that they probably don't need. Now, Agu getting picked here would be very, very bad. He needs to clean up that kill, and he does with a Q. He should live from the Ignite. Let's go ahead and get the vision back on. They have no Malphite ult. They have no Soraka, no Vayne, no Gwen. There's nothing they can do here, unfortunately, with just the Malzahar and the Malzahar ult alone. So they're going to reset, try to restabilize, while they unfortunately give the Baron away to Sims for Scuttle. Hold up the tab again so you guys can see all the items. We do see a Hydra on Camille, as I believe her second item. We do see a Force of Nature, as they are relatively heavy AP from the top side up on the DGN side. So the Force of Nature is going to get a lot of value. Radiant Virtue is pretty standard. We've got Yone with the Bork into Kraken. Ashe going the Triforce build. So as far as I understand, the Triforce build does a little bit less damage, but it does make you a little beefier. It does make your kiting a lot easier. And I think that's very, very important against the team that they're facing right now. You do want to be able to kite out that Gwen, and you do want to be able to space properly against that Malphite.
The Dark Harvest on the Lux is going to appreciate how much armor that Malphite is stacking. Malphite was taking some heavy hits. Uh-oh, we're going to see the hook shot over the wall here.
Camille back
Silence.
in
Oh,
just
Camille ult's out.
expressing
Lux
their
ult's
lead.
out.
DGN overextended on this mid wave at such a low gold income compared to Sims for Scuttle. They really have to play for the wave clear. They're trying to fight against this Baron, but just can't be getting caught in the mid lane like that. always result
That
in
was a
death.
hard
And
ult
Neo's
coming
actually
out.
going to outplay this, as he just has so much damage right now. The Triumph's going to proc, rendering him safe from the
Oh.
Malefic Visions. Agu's going to get the hit in on Doozle, get collapsed on by Adrius that has no ultimate, so he's just going to
Condemn is out. She has no condemn.
Yeah, Condemn is out, and here's the one shot from Camille.
We're gonna see the hook shot right here,
Camille
probably.
will go down here.
Oh! Full shutdown for the Vayne.
They keep giving more gold to this Vayne. It's a little bit spooky. Now I think
Yeah,
they do have
it-
a lot of answers for her. Sorry, excuse me. They do have a lot of answers for her. She's picking up a lot of these solo kills though, or just kills from these low member skirmishes that we're seeing.
Got Malphite. He's thinking about it every night and day. Let's see.
Let's see, he might send it in with an ult here, but Sejuani is going to come out early. He's going to flash the Ash Arrow. Tower's
He did
gonna
not
go down.
enjoy that Lux ult with all that armor. Oh, Yone's gonna ult the
Yone
gap
does
close
not
here.
win this at all. Yone never wins this. The Vayne is very strong. Almost picks up the kill. If she was able to get one more auto off, it would have hit the 3-hit passive. Got the Vayne low, but Vayne is very local to her base. She can simply recall and group with her team to kind of group around this dragon. We did see Soul go over to Sinister Scuttle. We're going to see what Dragonauts has to do in order to win this game. I think the Sejuani at this point is just too far ahead, too much of a menace. The Camille, if she doesn't blow her cooldown on the Soraka, then she could easily take care of the Vayne as well. So, I don't know. We'll see how this goes. It's looking very, very scary for Dragonauts, that's for sure.
Yes, it is. Malphite really has to watch his engage too. He damn near gets fully deleted by this Lux. Just all the armor he's stacking, and Lux is Dark Harvest. And those ults are just hitting like a freight train on this man.
Go ahead and press the tab again. Very, very low.
We're gonna see
deaths
the
in Sinister Scuttle.
spell shield's gone. We're gonna see the ult here. We might
Agu
see the hook shot.
Trying
Yep.
his best to pressure this and sidestep the Gwen ultimate, but it looks like he still will go down. The Ash ult does
Oh, the
come
Ash
through.
arrow.
The Ash ult comes through and he's able to hook shot
Unbelievable.
after the ult in order to dodge the silence from the Malzahar. Very well played. Malzahar is going to flash and still get taken down as the entirety of Sinister Scuttle has opted to collapse on this. And Gwen wins these. I definitely meant to say Camille, but that's okay. You guys see the result.
An unbelievable Ash arrow to turn that fight around for that Camille.
Very,
That
very
Camille
well
is
played.
very appreciative. Camille might have found a new religion.
Big pink arrow flying into
Big pink
Adrius.
arrow.
Adrius might feel a little bit picked on.
A
this.
TP for the mid lane. We really want this inhibitor. Malphite really wants to live right here, but it just may not happen.
Definitely
That's
pushing
a
it to
Yone.
the end. Whoopsies.
Seeing a very beautiful champion screen. A lot of fighting going down at the. Oh, we're gonna see Yone ult into the Nexus. A lot of tower shot. That
Yeah,
tower's
they're
really
taking
amped up right
A
now.
lot of tower damage here, so they're actually not going to be able to end off of this, I don't think. Yeah, Gwen
This
is
might
right
be a
in front.
counter ace. If Gwen gets some gap close here, nope, no, I don't think she has ult up, so.
She does not, unfortunately, won't be able to continue this chase, but they are able to pick up a couple of kills from that push in their base. And now Sinister Scuttle is going to have to restabilize and drag this game out a little bit longer due to a lot of the tower shots that they took during that fight unnecessarily. Perhaps it's a little bit of disrespect, a little bit of, okay, we're feeling good, we know we're going to win, let's have a little fun. But you got to be careful with those, because you've seen it time and time again.
I've seen it go sour.
I know you've had some solo queue games where your team is chilling. It's 29-11. They're in there diving the fountain, trying to get their kills.
And then the
they
Master Yi
accidentally
gets a
throw the
quadra.
game. Yeah, they accidentally throw the game. So, let's see. Camille is just an absolute menace right now. We'll pull up the tab one more time just to see a 9-2-7 Camille, a 9-4-7 Yone, a 9-2-6 Ash, and a Lux with 18 kill participation and 1 death. Look at that vision
Unbelievable.
score difference as well. Is that 40 to 55? 49.
What is that, what's that item at the end of Lux's hotbar? I don't think I've ever seen that item before. Might have to explain that one to me.
I'm not sure. I think they're testing that one out in the new season. It appears to
Yeah.
be cooldown reduction. Maybe it's red. I don't know.
It's red, yeah. Could be damage too, you never know.
Kind of weird, yeah.
Control ward? Yeah, I don't know what that is. Never heard of that.
I don't know. Seems like a waste of gold. Anyways, we do see Sinister Scuttle grouping here around the Baron. We do see Agu pressuring the side lane very heavily. He has no TP, but he's very confident his team will win the fight without him. It looks like this may go uncontested. Ashult comes out.
Oh, that is not what you want to get caught by. Goodbye, Soraka.
Absolutely. Very scary to face check the Baron here, despite it being a potential 4v5. They are sending 2 down for
Gwyn ult's
Agu
coming out.
to try and get something out of this. They are going to take down Agu, but now they're going to have to face the wrath of the very, very fed remaining roster of Simster Scuttle.
That is -1 for their little fight here, but it is a 4v4 matchup with Soraka and Gwyn, or sorry, Camille out of this fight. But here it is. This is the final tower siege.
They do have
Legacy
Yone
going
ult,
to
they do have
tower.
Ashe, they have very, very solid siege, and it looks like Simster Scuttle is going to go ahead and take the victory. There's just not going to be enough damage from Adrius in order to prevent them from pushing this. Adrius did decide to use the ult on the Camille bottom, therefore making the fight here in mid lane a lot harder. So, well played.
Game
both
going out to
teams.
SS.
The game is indeed going out to SS.
Very, very impressive. There is a lot to digest on that game. A lot of good, like, I'm fumbling words. There was a lot of very good engagements. That Ashe arrow in particular was the most hype Ashe arrow shot I've ever seen.
It was. That was a very, very
That
clean
not
Ashe
only
ult
peeled her
across
out
the
of a
map.
very, very tragic death, but also turned the fight for the Camille to just one-shot the Gwyn into oblivion.
All right, we'll be setting up the lobby and the draft here. All right, asking for the side selection here on Team Dragonauts. And we'll be setting up the draft once again. Get the individuals in the lobby as well. Okay, and it looks like Team Dragonauts have selected side selection for a red side. So we're gonna have Simster Scuttle on blue side, Dragonauts on the red side this time around. Also, I got a note about my audio being a little bit quiet. I've turned it up a little bit, so let me know if this is good.
Sounds good to me. It could just be because mine is so loud.
Maybe so. I did get some complaints about it yesterday too, though. I thought I fixed it, but perhaps I did. I'm a little wary with my mic levels right now because I have this water cooler that's hella loud.
No, it's just a sponsored stream by the A10 Warthog doing gun runs.
Copy this. Get this to the captain. One moment, guys. Yeah, so Tyler's is perfect. Need 50% more for me. I'm going to turn it up just a little bit more.
We are just cranking them 90s on that volume. What a very impressive set of games.
A little bit of confusion going on in the champ select here. That's okay. Sorry, guys. I'm getting the draft ready. 1 second.
No worries. Aurelian Soul jump scare.
Okay, thank you guys for the feedback on the audio. We will be having the rest of the games next weekend, so I'll make sure that I have it set up properly. And get the spectate link for you. Up on stream.
There we go.
And we're actually already starting the draft. So it's perfect.
Unbelievable. Firing it out of the gates.
Yeah, these teams are ready. Respect to them. Sing the Alistar band again. That is a band for Rubik's McCubics. He do be playing the cow sometimes.
I've just been informed that you can, in fact, not those. It is very true.
Many have
Lux
tried
ban
and
this
many
time.
have failed. Are seeing the Lux
They
ban
are.
for Juggernauts. They did not want to see that again. Very, very oppressive in the laning phase.
Very true to Tyler ban right there. I do not see Lux in my solo queue games.
The Yi ban, again, as expected. I'm expecting to see another ban for Adrius, as Adrius does tend to take over when he has a lead. Struggled a little bit last game, but it was a bit of a tough comp to run into, especially with Sejuani and Yone, 2 melee champions that can easily get inside of her circle. Most definitely make it tough for her to participate in a lot of those fights, especially without ultimate. You've really got to play around that ultimate cooldown. Otherwise, you're just not really going to get much done. As much as Gwen is a hyper carry, she can be pretty cooldown reliant. The only times we see her really getting solo kills, especially as a jungler, is either through very, very good flanks or people that misunderstand her damage and end up fully committing to that 1v1 when it's not favorable for them. Seeing the Kayn ban, seeing the Riven ban, all very expected bans here. Another Lulu ban from Joggernauts. They do not want the Sims for Scuttle support to play. But joke's on them. She has a lot of champions to choose from. We are seeing the Syndra first pick from Sims for Scuttle, a very, very dominant mid laner currently. We've been over it many times. I think she's the best mid laner of the game right now. She's not really weak at any point during the game. She used to have a very weak early game since they reworked her. But I'm not sure what happened. I'm thinking it was the area changes in addition to the Doran's Ring changes just being very advantageous for Syndra's kit. The Doran's Blade and Doran's Ring and Doran's Shield changes definitely were better on certain champions than others. We are seeing the Vex pick into the Syndra. Vex is not great into Syndra as someone who plays both of them, but she can definitely make it work. She can definitely neutralize the lane quite a bit, and she can really play for those ult engagements later on. We are seeing the Kalista from Joggernauts as well on Doozle. Curious to see what support pairing we have here. Wondering if we're going to see the Renata pick again.
That's what I was thinking. I said we might see Panda on the Renata. We're gonna find out. Oh wait, no, that's never mind.
Joggernauts. Yeah, so that would be Rubik's.
That is Joggernauts.
And he could be pulling out the Renata this game.
The Ashe pick coming out again.
Ashe, once again, very, very good in the Kalista. Joggernauts, again, kind of running into this issue where they're drafting their bot lane really early, which is usually pretty standard for drafts like this. But when you're picking champions that are intended to win lane, they're very, very easy to counter. So Kalista, in this case, is going to have a hard time into the Ashe. The Ashe slow, it's going to mess up the kiting. It's going to prevent them from walking up when they want to. So I think it's oftentimes better to pick a safer blind pick whenever you're going for bot lane picks or this early into the draft.
We got Rakan Kalista versus the Ashe Janna lane. Very interesting. I don't think I've seen that kind of lineup before.
It is interesting to see. They're going to struggle a lot in the laning phase here, trying to get in.
Kalista's going to throw that Rakan right into their face, and Rakan's be like, I think I click R, and just start charming away.
That is true. However, the Ashe ult is definitely going to keep that Kalista in check as well. The Janna peel is very, very beneficial against the Rakan. With a well-timed Janna Tornado, you can actually fully interrupt the Rakan's W and render it very, very difficult for him to get in. Even when he's ulting, one Zephyr can throw off that Rakan ult very, very heavily.
Had the Floor Rooster predicting the Vladimir pick. Didn't quite go off.
Maybe we'll see a Vladimir top. I don't think that the Joggernauts top lane is going to play Vladimir. I don't think that the Sims for Scuttle top lane is going to play Vladimir here either. But I'm curious on what we see. I did notice Aatrox has gone through. So I'm curious to see if we're going to see an Aatrox pick from the Sims for Scuttle side here. Not too sure how good it is into that team, though. So.
Well, with as much CC as SS has, or is it DGN that's going to, you think, pick Aatrox or SS?
I think it would be Sims for Scuttle picking Aatrox here. But I wouldn't be surprised to see the Jace come out here, actually. I think this is a pretty solid game for Jace.
If they did pick Aatrox, you got to note that Ashe has quite a bit of CC, Syndra has CC, and if they want to make people stand still for Aatrox, he's going to have a parade.
Absolutely. So Aatrox could work. We'll see. Curious to see what we're seeing in the jungle. Joggernauts, I imagine, is going to pick a tanky jungler here as well. Well, no, sorry. I don't think Adrius will play a tanky jungler. We might see the Lisa in here, actually, from the Joggernauts side, but we'll see if Sims for Scuttle wants to pick it away from them. Seeing a Varus ADC on the Sims for Scuttle side. Wait,
where's Ashe going?
No, this is a Varus top, actually. Okay, swapping to the Camille. There
it is, baby. What did I tell you?
Aatrox come through.
hype.
I have seen him running some Varus top, so for a second there, he had me. He had me with the bait pick. And I think Aatrox is relatively good into Garen as well. Obviously, we're trolling with the Teemo jungle pick. I don't think we're going to see that. If we do, we're in for some excitement.
If that locks in, I owe you $50.
Oh, please lock it in. I need help paying for these skins, man. Everyone's getting fills. All right, we're going to be seeing the Sylas pick. Some very, very good ults for Sylas to take this game. He can take the Vex ult. I think the Callista ult works.
Rakan ult would be nuts.
Yeah, Rakan ult is definitely pretty nuts. Garen ult even. You grab a Garen ult on Sylas and gank a lane. That's a free kill if you lane that E2.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see what they have to respond with in the jungle here. Master Yi is banned. Otherwise, I would say this is a decent little Master Yi game. I'm thinking we might see the Lee Sin, some kind of early game jungler.
Bel'Veth. I was just about to call it out.
There is the Bel'Veth.
They forgot to ban the Bel'Veth.
So what I would like to see this game from Dragonauts is, as soon as Rift Herald spawns, I actually want to see them send their bot lane top lane, just so that they can secure that Rift Herald for Bel'Veth, because it does give her such a tremendous power spike, and it will be very, very easy for Bel'Veth to capitalize off of Syndra's lack of mobility if she's able to go over walls with that Void Coral thing. So excited to see what they do here. Let's hope it works out for them.
We have got ZZ Rot, the champion.
We do indeed. Okay, they said 1 sec, we got restrooms. Honestly, me too. Sorry.
Bit of a restroom angle.
It is a restroom angle. I've been drinking a lot of water to preserve my voice this time. I do appreciate your assistance. Give me just a sec.
You're good.
You know, I'm going to turn on
Do a
some
little
music for everybody
BSing
too
in the
while
chat.
we're waiting, because we are going to wait for the what's it called here.
I do
The timer as
will
well.
is are in fact
Here you
wait
guys
for
go.
the what's it called. Yeah, that actually is a very good note. Janna does shut down quite a bit of those champions. It's going to be very tough for Bel'Veth and Garen to get on top of that composition. Not looking fun for them. Oh, we are in the champion selection screen. People are locking in, then we're going to hit our 3-minute delay, and then we'll be just waiting that out, and it'll be game time. Curious to see how this Aatrox is going to fare against this Garen. Not really a fun matchup sometimes for Aatrox, due to Garen just pressing the W button and ignoring Aatrox's cage. Janna just all around a disgustingly safe pick right now. Very good champion. Ashe will just be W poking the Callista and Rakan out of lane. We'll see how aggressive Rakan plays into that. It's going to be very hard to when Janna can just insta-cast those tornadoes. Do we have any invasive predictions? Do we think anybody's going to invade this game? Last game we saw SS try to invade with the Lux. Didn't quite work out. They were on Vision just a bit too early and had to vacate that.
All right. We are back in. The lock-in has started.
We in it.
We will begin the 3-minute delay now. Janna shuts down
Alright, chat.
4 out of 5 of DNG's champs. They absolutely do. The Janna pick is just absolutely insane here, and I'm surprised to see what they drafted, because didn't? Yeah, like they picked Rakan into the Janna. That's very interesting to me. Like I said, it's going to negate their laning phase a lot. It doesn't mean that the late game is going to be impossible, especially with Callista being able to ult Rakan into the fight. He could still get off his combo. So it is possible for them. They actually really have
very precisely timed Janna ult.
Definitely so. I don't think DGN is out of this just out of based on draft. I think that Sims for Scuttle draft is extremely scary, but if Dragonauts plays this properly, they do have a chance to win still. Now keep in mind, Dragonauts is facing elimination from the tournament off of this game. You know, it's a shorter tournament. Eliminations are quick, but it is double elimination. This is the second chance that they've had. I think that they have a strong team. I think they have a bunch of really, really good players. But someone's got to get eliminated first, so we're going to see who it will be. Wondering if
I
we'll
want
go
some
into a best of 3
predictions.
here.
Predictions in the chat. Who's taking it home? Are they getting eliminated? They moving on? What's happening? Aaron already jumped the gun on that one with the SS vote.
Yeah, I
do
think
got to
I would
say the
have to
composition does look slightly one-sided here, just ever so slightly, but there's still chance to pop off here. Like I said earlier, with that Janna pick, Belveth and Garen are going to find it hellish to get on top of the enemy team. Janna just such a safe pick. Very good pick. Unless Rakan can pull out the Happy Feet Wombo combo, it is going to be a tough engage season for them.
And honestly, looking at the Vex on the Juggernaut side, I think that Vex is actually an insanely good pick into this team. They do have the Janna to shield a lot of the damage from the engage with the Vex ult. But if Vex is able to engage on the Janna and kill her during the CC chain, then they actually have a really, really good
Very
chance. There's not
different
really
fight.
too much else to stop them. They do have the Syndra knockback. But with the Sylas and the Aatrox, Sinister Scuttle really wants to collapse inward here during these team fights. And so if Vex is able to get off a really powerful ult, then she could definitely carry this game for Juggernauts. I think Vex is going to be the saving grace for them. Definitely.
If Janna falls in the fight, you might have to see Sylas go from the engaging champion to the steal Rakan ult and peel. You never know how this could go. We gonna find out. Yep, that's exactly what Cody just said, right as I said it. Yep, Sylas could steal that Rakan ult and play very defensively if Janna does go down, but I have a feeling with this composition, you're going to see Sylas do most of the engaging here.
Yep, they do have very, very good engage on their team with the Sylas as well as with the Syndra and the Ashe. A lot of picks coming through. They have been able to take advantage of some of the Juggernauts members sometimes being out of position. So if they continue to do so, then maybe they have a chance. But once again, this is where the Vex win condition comes in. Vex can get to those skirmishes really, really quickly in order to peel whoever does get Ashe ulted, for example. So I think this could definitely go either way. I know that Ice Face is really, really scary on Vex, but I do know that Neo is very scary on Syndra as well. So I think this fight, or this match is really going to come down to everyone's positioning, making sure that everyone is very disciplined with their decisions, making them fast, but making sure that it's the right play.
Dayton, give us a skin rundown real quick.
Skin rundown.
I saw the Prestige Blood Moon Aatrox got my blood pumping.
We do see the
Very
Prestige
sexy
Blood Moon
skin.
Aatrox. We're also seeing, I think this is a Commando Garen skin. A very nice Garen skin. We like those. Look at the sword. It looks clean. We got Belveth with the base skin and the green Pokemon. And Neo never having skins for some reason. But yeah, I mean, they updated Syndra's model recently, so it looks pretty good. Janna with the, I don't know what skin this is. Looks nice though. And then Ashe with the Project skin, switching it up from last game. She's using the Pink Arrow skin before. And now we are seeing the 5-man vision line here from both sides coming out.
Do a little Planet Mars zoom out.
Yes, sir. I can zoom out more.
Oh boy, we're going deep space.
This way we see the Nexus HP as well. We can also see that we're clipping through the top of the map. Anyways.
Little No Man's Sky action. Bros left the planet.
We are seeing the Dark Harvest on the Sylas here, which I think is an interesting choice. I think opting for Conqueror here may have been better, as you may be a little bit forced to take those extended trades whenever you are going against the Garen and the Belveth, as they do have some tools to help them sustain in fights, and they don't necessarily get bursted by Sylas too hard. That being said, if Sylas snowballs as Sylas wants to, then that Dark Harvest is going to be getting a lot of value, and he'll pretty much just one-shot the Belveth whenever he needs to. So we're seeing a bot-to-top clear from both sides. Sylas is one of those champions that can very easily level 3 gank. Belveth can also do so, but she also gets a ton of value for full clearing. So could see either way. And I do notice that we have a Vex in the mid lane here. If she's not very, very disciplined with that fear, Gimme Scuttle could actually just level 3 gank mid. He's actually
Aatrox
opting
gonna
to
be
skip
hating
the Krugs
life
here too.
until he hits that level 4.
So
Very
we're gonna be
juiced out
seeing
wave though.
The level 2 power spike on the Aatrox incoming here. We're going to see what kind of damage he wants to do to the Garen here.
Ain't gonna be much, I'll tell you that much. Ain't gonna be much.
Looks like he did go in for that trade, and of course Garen is going to follow back up with the level 2 of his own. Doesn't commit to the trade, despite Aatrox having no cooldowns. We're seeing standard mid lane practice here. It's going to be a little bit close for the Sims for Scuttle here, as Callista spikes pretty hard at level 2, being able to get that spear for the extra jump and being able to get that rend here. Very good stun by Neo, going to get some stacks cashed in there. He's not going to commit for a further trade as he knows Belveth is going to be on the Raptors. Still seeing a full clear here from both sides. As you can tell, Silas is pretty slow on the clear just because of the way the champion's designed. But he actually is still a camp on the same camp as Belveth because he did skip the Krugs. And he's doing so because of the priority that we have top lane, recognizing that Belveth could most definitely go for a gank there. So he can be there for the counter. We'll see how that plays out.
Ash missing quite a bit of health here in that Recon engage. I have just lost my English. But health bar not looking very good. If Recon keeps landing those W's, that could spell quite a bit of trouble for Ash there.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Aatrox
we're about
landing
to
the cage.
see the textbook, the win condition for the Sims for Scuttle team. I just gotta make sure that this is secured. Belveth is towards the top side, actually not going for the gank. She understands that Sims for Scuttle will be indeed simping for the Scuttle at any point necessary. Whoopsies. And that will go to the side of Sims for Scuttle. He's going to path straight onto the next Scuttle because he knows what he wants. He knows why he signed up for this tournament, and it is to secure these crabs. A little bit of trolling by the Neo there. He's going to grab the Scuttle to confuse Give Me Scuttle. He doesn't want anyone touching his Scuttle. And Belveth is going to look for an invade there, even though we know that Silas cleared from bottom to top. So, gonna hit the vision plant. Silas could go for the Gromp here. Instead, he's gonna walk bot lane. Bot lane is warded, so they're aware that he's there. He's gonna recall on vision rather than going for the invade on the Gromp with the opening that he had. But there is a chance that Belveth always recalls and that he gets caught on the Gromp, so it's a better idea that he didn't. But the opportunity was there. See another stun by Syndra. As we discussed earlier, this is a dominant lane for Syndra. Vex doesn't really have a lot of answers for her. Vex can trade back, but typically Syndra's going to operate within her stun window. So she'll hit the QE, throw down another Q if she has the 2 stacks from the splinters already, or she'll just follow up with the W and do the slow. After the stun's gone through and the combo's over with, the Vex can't really walk up and get her damage in.
Aatrox being really oppressive with these lane shoves up top. He is not letting this Garen breathe for a second. Well, we are going to see a pretty committed little engage right there. Oh, the EQ.
And
he's going to walk right out the
Q3
cage.
will not land as Garen was able to properly walk out of that Aatrox W. But that doesn't put him in a much better of a spot than he was in to begin with. He is regenning off the Garen passive, so we think there's a good chance that he can sustain here. We do see the Q coming out from Aatrox. Garen just wants to let
big wave
this
coming
take.
into that tower. Let's see if Belveth lets this happen. There's another big wave going into Garen's tower here.
Unfortunately, will
And
not
we
be
do
able
have
to
Belveth
dive.
on the Krugs.
Going to continue to assert
She
this
might make her way
dominance.
top.
If he gets knocked up once into a Garen Flash QER, there's not really much Aatrox can do here, so I'm surprised to see the Belveth not moving up a little bit sooner. We'll take a look at the bot lane, see what's going on here. As expected, the
Belveth moving in to engage here, going through Tribush up top.
Let's see, it is warded, so Agu's going to back away. And we actually have Ray collapsing in for the counter gank, so Agu is baiting this in. He was able to flash before the silence. The Garen ult goes through. Garen is barely able to get in range.
Oh,
for that
Garen
ultimate.
with the first blood.
And it looks like Give Me Skull's actually going to go down here. He has no cooldowns. He may be able to A away. We do have Syndra coming in for the potential peel. The QE comes through. Must be on cooldown. He's just going to ult Adrius
There it is.
on the way out. And we're actually seeing some really good bot lane dominance here, but we do have Ice Face roaming down with the potential Vex ultimate. And they chose against it. They don't have the reliable CC to go in. Perhaps Rakan could have gone in to bait the Jaina cooldowns and allow Vex some space to come in. That was not the case. And Syndra is going to go for a stun here. Going to get a little nice trade back on there. Unable to proc the electrocute. We're going to see some more bot lane dominance here. We do see Belveth in the bot side, ready to be here if something goes wrong. Another stun onto the Vex, going to get a full combo off. Vex Sphere utilized. see what Bel'Veth wants to do here in this bot lane gank. They're aware that they're there because they do have the pink ward. They're actually going to walk straight into him, knowing that Bel'Veth is not very strong at the moment, and Ashe has a lot of chase potential. As soon as Ashe hits level 6 here, I'm not surprised if they just start roaming for the dragon to go ahead and take this. A lot of really good damage on Doozle, perfectly sidestepping the Rakan W. Excellent spacing from Snake there, spacing just in the right area to where he knows that he can dodge that Rakan W when it does get sent in. Once again, a very tough lane for them. Jungler's showing face. The dominant pink ward. I dare you to come
like
get it.
They're gonna go for dragon here.
Yep, free shove on the bot lane. As I said, Ashe has hit level 6. She has the arrow. They know they can safely get this dragon without being contested. If Vex has no way in, Bel'Veth is going to concede it. And this is what I was referring to earlier. If in this moment, instead of walking back bot lane, the DGM bot lane instead goes top and lets Fish go bottom after a reset, there's a chance that they could actually secure the Herald with a lot more safety. And with that Vexel being able to come over and win that fight with a numbers advantage. But instead they did send them back bot lane, and Fish is still in this really awkward spot where he's waiting for the wave to come back because he cannot match the Aatrox due to the oppressive lane, the oppressive nature that Aatrox just has in laning phase in general. We do see Bel'Veth actually just going for the solo on the Rift Herald as Silas opted to full clear again instead of resetting and then walking back to the Herald to get vision. We know that Herald is very, very valuable.
We got our first set of vision.
Here, yeah, we do have Aatrox looking to walk over potentially. He wants to get this really big wave, and first we have Ashe arrows coming out.
Oh.
They did get the smite off on the Herald, so they will confirm that. And Iceface wanted to ult in there. The Vex ult's actually going to be taken by Give Me Scuttle. He's going to live due to the Janna ult and the W, and they are just going to dominate this fight. DGM bot lane was not able to capitalize off of Janna roaming top lane, even though they do have a very oppressive lane with the champion that they've paired with. Ashe is just really, really good at stabilizing those things with her W and her passive, slowing them down before they can get into their proper spacing. You're going to see a really cool, a really clean full combo onto the Garen here. Once again, it looks like Sinister Scuttle has 3 winning lanes here.
Yep, looking a little dangerous for old... yeah, I mean... No, it's looking real dangerous for him right now.
Through. You do have the Rakan ult coming through as well, but Doozle is not able to get in as closely as he wants. The exhaust comes through, and Doozle is going to go down. He's going to have to use Cleanse and Flash at once, and then they will ult the Rakan out to safety. And now they have lost a lot of their lane tempo.
Is just terrifying.
It is, and if we see here, we have the Ashe ult coming up probably in about 20 seconds or so. So Dragonauts are probably forced to recall after this bounce, unfortunately. Unless they can somehow clear out this wave before the next wave touches, they're going to end up in a very, very dangerous situation. We're seeing it all in the top lane. We're seeing a lot of damage. There's the Ashe ult coming through.
Come out.
Barely misses Rubik's McCubics, but he is going to space a little bit too closely instead of pathing backwards. Unfortunately, going to go down. Silas is going to come through with the Garen ult to take out Garen in the extended trade they were having in the top lane. Cinder is looking. Panda Queen is getting run down by the Bel'Veth. The W goes wide. The Bel'Veth will get caught here by the Cinder stun. Won't need to be ulted. And we're going to flash in to get the slow onto the Vex. And as soon as Neo is able to get in range after this slow, he may be able to combo the Vex. Very, very well-timed Janna ulti by the Panda Queen there as well in order to prevent Snake from getting one shot there by the right idea on the Vex ult. Doozle in a very scary space. Janna Tornado could take him out.
Very scary game for DGN right now.
You know, they are at a very big tempo disadvantage here. Doozle is just going to try to take what he can get. Snake is going to continue to push to spread this lead, also so they can get their recall off and not be at such risk to dying to the Bel'Veth here. We do see Silas on the bot side again.
12 minutes in and a 5k gold lead in SS's favor.
That is quite significant, and I'm pretty confident in saying that this one is going to go to SS, but let's see if Dragonauts is going to impress us here with outplays. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Uh-oh.
I want
Tower dive.
Dragonauts to have a chance here. I really do. I want them to win this game, but I'm also very hungry and I want to eat some food.
We're gonna see that Aatrox no longer has ult. He went for the tower dive. We're gonna see the ignite come out. Garen ult come out a little early there.
I think the reason Garen opted to
Oh,
use
we're gonna see a
Ignite and
turn
ult
here.
He can turn this. Oh, almost a solo kill by Garen.
Let's
Barely
go for the
unable to get
Aatrox.
it. Just due to the lead on Aatrox. Also, Aatrox has gone into the plated steel caps, which reduced a lot of the Garen damage there. That was very close, and it was actually very well played by Garen. I want to point out that the reason he opted to Q R Ignite is so he could proc his phase rush and continue to chase down the Aatrox there. Since I suppose he didn't have his E off cooldown after using it on the wave. Adrius getting very caught out here again. It's looking very grim for Dragonauts. That was a very close fight top lane. I do like the play from Fish there, using the Ignite ulti Q in order to proc the phase rush and continue chasing it down, but he just did not quite have the stats versus those plated steel caps.
It's looking like DNG is gonna really have to start playing passively here if they want a chance to get back into this game. They have to get some picks or something. Something's gonna have to happen.
They're opting not to face check the dragon. They don't have any priority mid, unfortunately, at this time. They're going to have to hand that dragon over to Simster Scuttle and retreat
Very
back to their
dangerous
tower
dragon.
and play off of this box.
Very dangerous dragon to go to a fed team.
Silas Vexel goes wide, but it does actually hit the Bel'Veth. He's going to end up taking a lot of damage in return, though. Very good stun appeal by the Syndra. Syndra does not have ultimate, but they do commit it. They have just such a significant gold lead in the mid and jungle that despite those small mechanical misplays, they're still able to turn that around in their favor.
Yeah, we're gonna have to see some very severe misplays on SS's side if they're gonna have a chance to come back at all from this huge deficit they've got. Because now we are into the stage of the game where we are 14 minutes in with a 6K gold deficit. So it's looking very scary.
You see Neo staying to push one more wave. We do have the Herald spawning. We do have Adrius looking at it. And Garen is actually holding his own pretty well in this lane. I think the trade patterns have been good, but the gold deficit is just too much. Snake is barely going to live there. And he actually gets taken out by the minions.
Channel comes out.
It looks like Aatrox is just too far gone at this point, doing far too much damage to be contested topside. Every lane is just far too dominant. The jungle gold difference is far too big. And it's looking like Dragonauts will not have a chance to come back from this. We're going to have to see some very creative and insane plays in order to get this back into Dragonauts' favor.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
Syndra looking for something right here. Oh, here we go.
Silas coming in for the engage. There's a well-timed fear by the Vex, but once Silas hits that E2, he will always go to his marked target there. So unfortunately,
Despite the
this fear does
Silas
not get a lot
double
of
kill
value.
there, massive damage from the Syndra.
We are seeing Herald mid, group S4, very, very dominant. We have Aatrox in the side lane, ready to take out Doozle. It doesn't matter how well Doozle plays this. Unfortunately, it does not look like he's going to be able to get anything done here. He's going to kite him away a little bit, but Aatrox can turn as soon as the cooldowns are back up.
You're going to see the Aatrox ultimate come out here,
Just
and that's just going to be it.
Absolutely massive damage, and we're looking at a very early end game
Triple
here.
Shelly walk.
Yeah, Shelly is actually going to survive the Vex Q. Adrius almost hit by that tornado, but Silas is far too ahead, going to go in for the one shot.
Got a blue TP coming out.
Vexel comes
Aatrox
through
has
with
joined
no
the fight.
fear. Too much peel against the Dragonauts
Ooh.
team, and they're actually going to end at 17 minutes.
A little BM in the fountain.
Very, very well played by Simster Scuttle here. Trying to turn it around, but once again, the gold lead is just a little bit too significant, and they tried their best.
Well, there's the game.
There's the game,
SS
and
is taking the bracket.
as much as we don't want to eliminate a team, we will unfortunately have to eliminate Dragonauts from the tournament. We do appreciate them all for showing up, suiting up, and playing through these games. And I think they did a good job regardless. Someone's got to get eliminated first. It just happened to be Dragonauts this time.
That is just the way the cookie crumbles.
And that will call it off for today's series. We will continue next weekend. As we have seen here, Sims for Scuttle won the losers bracket matches, and Ball and Cat fans lost the winners bracket matches. So our first matches on next Saturday, we're going to have Crown Box versus... actually, I'll get back to you guys on that. We will see. I forgot how I laid it out, to be honest. I'm just kind of dumb. But yeah, you guys will see next Saturday. We're starting at 2 p.m. again, and we'll have more series with the finals on Sunday. Now, the finals will go a little bit longer if the losers bracket team actually ends up winning against the winners bracket team. We will do a second best of 5, but the finals will be a best of 5. But the normal series on Saturday is going to be a best of 3 as normal. But anyways, that'll conclude the stream. Thank you guys for joining in. Chrono, Tyler, thank you for joining me to help me cast this so my throat doesn't get destroyed, although it kind of did anyways. I really appreciate your input, your feedback, and your funny jokes.
Well, guys, don't forget to follow the stream, tell your friends, tell your family. These finals are going to be extremely hype. Try to help us meet that follow goal. And we hope you enjoyed the stream and the games. They were insane. A lot of crazy plays we're going to be reviewing. You'll see a montage out eventually when this is all said and done, but we appreciate you stopping by.
Yes, we do. We will be making a montage. Thank you guys for coming out. And lastly, I do want to mention that Chrono, or Tyler here, is actually the man responsible for creating the trophies that we have here. Let me turn on my camera really quick. I'll show you guys the trophies that we have. I showed them before.
Uh-oh.
But yeah. Firstly, we have the MVP trophy, which I hope you guys are keeping track of all the players and the way that they've played in these games. Here's the MVP trophy. They're 3D printed trophies. They're not metal, but they are very, very nice. They're painted very well. The inside is gold. I like that touch a lot. This one has the cool little designs on it, these little gems, blue sides. I will be giving this to the MVP of the tournament. They do not have to be on the winning team, and they do not have to be a captain. And then I will be giving out this trophy that's a little bit bigger, also with the gold inside, to the captain of the winning team. So just so you guys are looking forward to that. And of course, the standard prize is going to be a gifted skin for everyone who participated on the winning team's team. There are a lot of fills, so you guys are making me go broke, but it is what it is. This is what I signed up for, and I really appreciate you guys participating. Thank you once again, and we will see you guys on Saturday.
Later, guys.